It is another great night for high school football, and we welcome you to our broadcast here on Madison CW 57. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Caston, along with Chris Canty. It's a beautiful night for football, and this evening, the Edgewood Crusaders from Madison Edgewood High School at their home stadium here at Middleton host the Silver Eagles of Monona Grove. Should be a great game, Chris. Monona Grove, typical for them, Chris. They're running the ball well. They're 4-0. They haven't been challenged much. They're getting a key player back tonight. Everything's rolling for the Silver Eagles.
Just another fantastic start for Monona Grove. Always near the top of the Badger Conference. Very well coached. A lot of spectacular athletes. Notable tonight, Jaden Galt will be returning. Big stud offensive lineman from Monona Grove. Had a little bit of a knee injury. We hear that he's supposed to be back tonight, so we look forward to seeing him play. Future Badger as well.
Rated by many the top player in the state, and he is going to Wisconsin. Your alma mater, Madison Edgewood, getting it done this year more with passing than running. Al Minard's team battling some injuries. They beat Waunakee, though. They're 3-1. They're hanging right in there.
You know, Edgewood had a fantastic start to the year, obviously beating Waunakee. A little bit of an upstart there. I don't think people were expecting that, and Edgewood really came out of the box like gangbusters with that win against Waunakee. And Bobby Dunn has surprised a lot of people this year, including Coach Minard, with his prowess behind his old line throwing the football. So he's got a lot of great targets at wide receiver, and his running backs are going to be there to support him as well.
And you had a chance to visit your old team in practice this week, so we'll see more of that at halftime with
Definitely. It was a blast. The kids were ready to play. They were excited. The coaching staff had them pumped up. We even got to give some healthy ribbing to my former O-line coach, Coach Westrick.
You and Emmy, I tell you, man, talk about Beauty and the Beast at halftime. Wow. Monona Grove in the white, and they'll kick it off, and that's A.J. Anderson in the middle for Madison Edgewood to take it back from inside the 10, approaches cautiously in the middle, and actually fights through a good tackle to get up near the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. Their quarterback is Bobby Dunn. He's a 5'11 senior. He's the top-ranked passer in the Badger South. He's thrown for 57%, 747 yards, 6 touchdowns, Chris, only 3 interceptions, good ratio, and 187 yards per game. Madison Edgewood doesn't run the ball all that well, Chris. They're 6th out of the 7 teams in the Badger South. They're getting it done more with Bobby Dunn's arm and some good receivers. If you have a good quarterback, tailor it that way, right?
You know, Coach Minard said that he usually likes to have a little more of a dual-threat quarterback, but Bobby Dunn has surprised them in a positive way this year, throwing the ball so well.
From their own 31, they'll try the middle and get a few out to about the 34-yard line. Some of the other key members for Madison Edgewood on offense: Michael Semro at left tackle, John Park, Paul Hellebrand at left guard, Blaine Barker is the center, Will Fox is the right guard, and Ben Cuso is the right tackle. The receiver is Bryce Hafer. We'll see Jake Dragoo. We'll see Alex Wendler. We'll see Evan Bondock a lot in the backfield, along with Mitch Snyder, number 2, and we'll see Cody Link as a big tight end a lot of the time as well. 2nd down and about 7, and a flag at the line of scrimmage before the play can go. Some of the keys on defense for Monona Grove, some of the big ones up front include Zach Stinson, number 3. He has 9 sacks already this year, leading the conference. 9 sacks through 4 games. He'll play a lot at right defensive end for Monona Grove. Dexter Guyette, Jake Decora, Sean McCluskey. Look for number 33, Brock Offerdahl, as well. Their leading tackler. He's right there in the middle as their middle linebacker, getting his nose in on a lot of plays. Penalty goes on Edgewood of 5 yards, so it's 2nd down and about 9 here, and there is a pass complete out of the backfield to their receiver, Bryce Hafer, a junior, his 13th catch on the year. Gets a few yards, but Edgewood's going to have about a 3rd and 5.
You see Edgewood mixing it up in the passing game right away. You know, we've talked a little bit about Alex Wendler, Jake Dragoo, Bryce Hafer, kind of the 3rd receiver in the mix. He's getting off to a hot start here so far. So expect to hear all those names as we progress through the night.
Trevor Ressler, number 4, is also in the game as a receiver. Hafer, who caught the last pass, is split wide to the left. On 3rd down and 5 from the gun, Dunn with good production, able to step up, throws down the middle, and it is incomplete. And he caught. No, the ball rolls away. I thought it was, and then at first I thought he had it. That was Wendler, a 6'1 senior. And so it's incomplete, and Edgewood is forced to punt on their first possession. You know, Monona State Bank offers a full line of financial products and services designed to make your banking easy as well as meet your specific financial goals. Monona State Bank, member FDIC. So they'll kick it here. This will be Dragoo, who will be the punter and kicker for Edgewood. He kicked a 50-yard field goal a couple of weeks ago against DeForest in Edgewood's only loss of the year. So he is a very good kicker. He has a good leg. Player comes on late for the Crusaders.
Coach Minner, let us know the only other person to do that, Jim. Can you take a guess for Edgewood?
I think it's a family affair, is it not? Alex Minner,
Alex
the coach's
Minner,
son.
one of the only other people to kick a 50-yard field goal for Edgewood.
So that one goes out of bounds. Not a great punt as we talk him up. And Monona Grove will have their first crack on offense. They are led by their quarterback, Tyler Blang, a 6'3 senior. Has attempted only 46 passes through 4 games, has completed 43 of them for 448 yards, 6 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. He's also run it 26 times, Chris, for 334 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's averaging nearly 13 yards a carry as a running quarterback. Look also for number 28, Torrin Young, and number 34, Brady Blang, the younger brother of the quarterback. They get it a lot too. Here is Blang, the quarterback. Tyler Blang breaks a tackle, steps over a tackle, and gets to near midfield. Nice running, and that's why he averages about 13 yards a carry. Got about 11 or 12 there.
And Coach Stassi mentioned when we spoke with him this week, we wouldn't see too much zone read, but he might try to use a jet sweep here and there, put some of his guys in motion, create some space for his offensive personnel, and you saw that right there. Very nice play. Tyler Blang already on display, as Jim mentioned, 13 yards a carry as a quarterback. I think we're going to see that some more tonight.
Torrin Young, 28, leads them in rushing. He has 344 yards, 10 more than Blang, and he averages 9 per carry. And he was about to get the ball, but the referees stop it before it can go. Blang, the quarterback, the elder Blang, got 12 on that first carry. And it's 1st and 10 at the 50. That's an illegal procedure on Monona Grove. The Silver Eagles, coached by Mike Stassi, have been for quite a while. They've had a great run of success. They're 4-0 this year. Stassi played at the University of Wisconsin, was a reserve, I think a linebacker. Was he not back in the Dave McClain era? Pretty good hard-nosed player.
I don't want to say because I'm not 100% sure, Jim.
Don't let the rumor mongers. Don't let rumors start. There's Torrin Young. They do a good job to trip him up for short yardage.
We do factual reporting here with Channel CW, Jim.
Well, if you listen to the Dan Patrick radio show, they say their motto is they don't break news, they spring it. Maybe we'll get another look at this one. And that came in late. I don't know if that was a roll block.
A lot of penalties so far. We haven't really touched on that. Quite a few. The refs are getting a little bit of an arm workout so far this game.
The man to watch on the offensive line there, Chris, you see him walking back to the huddle with hands on hips, is Jaden Galt. He's 6'6", 300 pounds, and he is ranked by many as the top prospect in the state, committed a while ago to Wisconsin. He's missed 2 games with a knee injury, a kneecap injury. He's been cleared medically. They wanted to play it very, very tight for him and make sure he was ready to play, but he is a good one at left tackle.
He is. We got the chance to see him last year, and I was pretty impressed last year, and quickly realized he had 1 more year of eligibility in high school. So he was playing like a senior, ready for college football last year. So expecting big things out of Jaden tonight. 1st
down and 24. Blang will throw it as he rolls and throws it out in the flat. Incomplete. Intended for Trey Roberts, his junior split end. Roberts, a good receiver, averaging 27 yards a catch. Nothing there, though. 2nd down.
Roberts, the ball was right there. Nice toss by Blang, and Roberts tried to make that fingertip catch. Just could not bring it in.
One player you saw there walking back toward the Edgewood huddle was number 2, Mitch Snyder. He's their leading rusher. Also plays defense. Hey, don't forget Papa Jimmy's Pizzeria. Hometown a tradition. Homemade good. Thank you for 18 years. Papa Jimmy's Pizzeria. So it's 2nd down. Now the officials will chat again before they come up to the line of scrimmage and get this play underway. A little bit of a jagged start here for the MG offense, and they'll go back and huddle it up while the officials discuss their post-game plans. I'm not sure what this
Papa Jimmy's.
Maybe they are. Maybe so. I'm not sure what this is about, as some of the Edgewood fans enjoy the game. Let's hope when it gets colder Well, they're high school kids. They'll still be like that, won't they? Marching back a little more. Another penalty at the start there. So
yeah, a little bit of a sloppy game so far. One of the themes I think throughout this year, especially early on in the season, is going to be penalties. And just trying to stay consistent with your offense and with your defense, and just being disciplined. So little lack of discipline so far in this game.
No more penalty there. It's 2nd down and 24. That's what it was to be. Blang rolls, throws it deep. He's got a receiver there and broken up. Intended for Powers, and a nice play by the safety, Trevor Ressler, who was there to bat it away. Maybe that ball hung up just a little bit too much.
Yeah, that was a nice throw by Blang, kind of a deep post route. And Roberts again, they're getting close. I think they're going to connect on one of these. That ball hung up in the air a little bit too long. He probably should have been able to lead Roberts into the throw so he could have came down with the catch a little sooner.
So Mike Stassi, not known for airing it out offensively, but he tried one there, and on 3rd and 24, they'll try it again from the gun. Empty backfield. Lang will run it. Flag goes down. He's dragged down after picking up about 6. And, of course, that's nowhere near the first down. If it's on MG, Edgewood will decline it and gladly take the punt. Almost 3 minutes into the first quarter, as those officials will stand there and talk it over. They've gotten into it a lot here already, and we've only had 2 offensive possessions.
Well, at least they're talking, unlike a certain Arizona crew that shall remain
unbelievable. That scab is just about healed over. I don't want to pick at that here almost a week later.
I know. Tough loss for the Badgers. They're coming back tomorrow.
4th down for Monona Grove, and they'll kick it away. And that will mean Blang, their quarterback, will be doing the punting. As always, watch out when you have a quarterback doing the punting. Snyder is one of those back, and the other is Dragoo in twin tandem for Madison Edgewood. Nice kick, turned it over, and it goes out of bounds. That's about as good as can be expected. Blang did a good job to angle it, no return. Kicked it fairly deep, although they're going to mark it out up over the 30. Not as deep as I thought. So actually Edgewood will get decent position here at about their 33.
Both teams seem to be struggling a little bit offensively, just not able to put anything together right now. We haven't seen any scores, haven't really seen any sustained drives, so interesting to see how that changes as we progress through the first half.
The feeling out process is going on here. Edgewood's 2nd offensive possession. Snyder leads them in rushing. He's number 2. He's run for 187 yards in 4 games. Averaging, though, only 47 yards a game, and yet another penalty. They'll back it up. Or maybe they just didn't spot it right. Okay. The officials spotted at the 26. They had it up at the 33. Okay. Here's Snyder on the deep pitch, and backwards he goes. Gang tackling. And there's Zach Stinson, number 3, and Offerdahl, number 33, both in on the tackle for MG.
One thing you're going to want to watch up front is that battle between the Edgewood offensive line and the Monona Grove D-line. As we get a replay here, you can see that MG D-line read it and just swallowed it up right away. Nice job by their front 7 to prevent any large gain there.
Snyder lost 1. 2nd down and 11. Dunn brings him up. Dragoo was in the slot right. Here he comes in motion. And we have a timeout call. Boy, oh boy, everybody's a little bit slow out of the gate tonight, Chris. The officials having trouble marking the ball. Each team having a lot of difficulty getting anything sustained in their offense. And it's all their own fault thus far.
I hope the refs bought the extended warranty on these whistles tonight. I don't know. Getting a workout.
That's a good one.
Hey.
Hey.
Just a quick timeout.
A mini timeout. Edgewood is ready.
But Coach Minner did talk about us. I was joking around with him this week when I got a chance to visit practice, and he jokingly said, he's like, yeah, I'd love to have you back. We need some size on the front line, but these guys are very well coached. They're not the biggest offensive line, but they have a great coaching staff working with these kids, and I'm expecting great things from them tonight, despite a little bit of deficiency in size.
We're at Middleton High School. This is the home field for the Crusaders. They share this, of course, with the Cardinals. Snyder again, and again, not much room to operate. Tried to get him wide right this time, and he stopped after a couple, 3rd and long.
Bobby Dunn there with the wise choice on the pitch. Going to try to stretch it out just a little bit. And again, Monona Grove's defense playing very well tonight, really diagnosing plays quickly and able to snuff them out.
The ball's just over the 28-yard line, 3rd and 8. To the left comes Bryce Hafer. They'll go 3 left and overload that side. And that one's thrown into a crowd and it's incomplete, although flags come in late. Hafer was there, a bevy of white jerseys around him, and somebody, I think, made contact beforehand, and that'll be a 15-yard penalty if it's on the defense.
This could be a critical penalty here for Monona Grove. We have the SLS Cellular instant replay here. You can see Bobby Dunn drops back. Nice ball. The slant over the middle, and you can see there was a little bit of contact.
It looked a little ticky-tack to me.
Yeah, not too much.
And they'll mark it off against the defense. From the line of scrimmage in high school football, it's a 15-yard penalty, not a spot foul. So they move it up to the 42, and Edgewood gets out of 3rd and long jail. They have nice field position now near midfield. You know, Servpro of Madison, when you need it done right and done fast, call 221-1818 for all of your fire and water emergency restoration needs. Servpro, 221-1818. So with new life, Crusaders try to keep it on the ground. Snyder on the crisscross, chugs along and is eventually ground to the turf at the 45.
Again, you see the Edgewood having a little bit of trouble getting movement up front with their offensive line. Monona Grove doing a great job controlling the gaps and getting a nice push and trying to push that offensive line backwards.
Well, they're not big, Chris. They're 225, 215, 210, 190, and 200. And even in high school ball these days, that's considered on the light side. Maybe back when I played, that would be a sizable line. But these days, it's...
Did they have football in the 20s? I didn't know.
It was pre-leather helmets. Yeah.
You walked right into that.
We wore bear skins.
You guys were tough. Tough. 1 bar, leather helmets.
Flag comes in from the defensive backfield, and yet another call. This one a procedure call, it looks like, on Edgewood. So they move it back 5, some type of movement. Ball now at the 40. So they move it back 5. They moved it back almost 6, Chris, from where the yard marker is, but hey, that's all right. Up comes the Edgewood offense.
Quick
They're
to the line there
4-1.
for Edgewood.
Yeah. Dunn has Dragoo in the open field, but not for long, as he is trounced to the turf. Sawyer Livesey was the tackler there, got over and made it a short gain up to the 44-yard line out of the defensive backfield for MG.
Bobby Dunn there with a nice pass out of into the flat to Jake Dragoo for a couple yard gain. Still having some trouble, nothing too deep. No long balls yet from Bobby Dunn. He throws a great football. We heard so many positive things about his passing ability this week. And he's doing his best to get his receivers involved right now.
Here's a key play, 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive, and they will. Wendler with a sideline grab, tippy-toed that sideline and made the catch and kept his foot in bounds. Gain of 11 and a first down for Edgewood.
Nice catcher. We're going to get the SLS replay. Bobby Dunn, perfect form. Catches Wendler right on the sidelines. Wendler does a nice job keeping his feet in bounds. And the big wide receiver gets a first down for his ball club. Nice catch.
Chris, a lot of people look at the catch and it was good, but that ball was well placed, though. That was a good throw.
Bobby Dunn really does throw a nice football. Great form, very accurate so far.
He'll roll this time. Has another receiver open. Wow, it was tipped and then almost caught. Wow.
See Jake Dragoo checking the cleats just to make sure there's nothing wrong.
Dragoo was the intent, and I think it was Livesey who broke it up.
See Bobby Dunn, a little sprint right rollout looking for Dragoo and just there. Had his hands on it.
He's got a powerful arm on him, Chris. He's not a big guy, Bobby Dunn, at 5'11", 190, but he can throw it, can sling it.
Coach Minter kind of compared him, called him his Peyton Manning quarterback. Not quite the dual threat, but really a great pocket passer. So again, not the prototypical Al Minter quarterback, but doing a great job leading this offense, and really just even tonight so far has been really impressive just throwing the football.
And you will enjoy hearing from him at halftime, one of the interview subjects. And there is a flag that comes down for a horse collar tackle on a short gain in the middle of the Monona Grove line. That's Jake DeCora, who grabbed the ball carrier around the collar and will get a penalty. So the gain was 2. Should see it pretty clearly here.
See here on the replay, number 56 from Monona Grove, Jake DeCora, big man in the middle. Very quick horse collar, but they are calling these penalties quick, doing their best job. The refs are trying to keep these kids safe, make sure they can keep playing for the rest of the season.
Did a good job to come off his block, but hands were in the wrong place. 5-yard penalty. So the ball now at the 38. No score, almost halfway through the first. 2nd down and 3. Dunn from the eye. He'll throw it again. Wings it, and there is another flag at the line of scrimmage. It looked like there was contact in the defensive backfield as well on that pass. No flag there. Evan Bondock was the intended receiver. And we'll see what the flag in the line of scrimmage. It's a hold against the offense. I thought Bondock got knocked off his route, but possibly he just tripped himself.
One thing with talking with Coach Mike Stassi at Monona Grove this week, we asked him, what makes you nervous about Edgewood? One of the things he said, Coach Minter's going to formation you to death. He's going to have so many different formations. It can be tough to game plan, and we've seen that a little bit tonight. Anything from a trip set, anything from, two tights, just a lot of different formations here. Just saw the I formation. So he's going to give you a lot of different looks and try to confuse you a little bit, confuse that defense.
And you mentioned Bobby Dunn, and Al Minter used the name Peyton Manning to refer to him. He's cerebral. He does a lot of homework. He studies the playbook, studies the defenses. 2nd down and long here, about 19. They'll screen it and get up to near the original line of scrimmage. And taking a big smack was Jack Dunn, Bobby's little brother. A reserve running back and quarterback as well. He may be the quarterback next year for Edgewood. He gets up and trots off the field.
Way to get up for Mr. Jack Dunn. He took a big hit, kind of got bent over. He was being held by the legs, and the Monona Grove defensive player hit him pretty square right in the chest.
So the ball's at the 49, yet another penalty flag. They're checking this one out. And it'll go for naught because they'll move it back on Edgewood. Well, my goodness, Chris, we've already had a game and a half share of penalties called here, and we're barely halfway through the first quarter.
Just not your typical, I know not Edgewood football, and I don't think Monona Grove either. I think both coaches have got to be kind of slamming their clipboards down right now. Just too many penalties, not allowing either offense to really get into rhythm at all tonight. Just a frustrating start to this first quarter.
So it's 2nd down, 25 at the 40-yard line. Keep it in the middle. Snyder, takes a big hit as he comes over the 41 to about the 42-yard line. Well, that's Snyder or Anderson. It was A.J. Anderson on the carry for Madison Edgewood.
Monona Grove is bringing the wood tonight, Jim. They're playing tough out there on defense.
Hey, Chris, one of our favorite places, SLS Cellular. At SLS Cellular, they'll help you dump your contract and save you money. What more could you want? No credit check required either. Now, a U-Haul authorized dealer.
There you go. Still got to get you that new phone, Jim. We're working on it.
Here's a pass to Wendler on a little comeback screen. Guess what? A yellow flag is down. This is getting ridiculous.
I would have never guessed that.
This is getting ridiculous.
I would have never guessed that.
Another gain, and I think this one's going to go on the offense as well. So they'll mark it off again. It was 3rd and 24. They didn't get anywhere near the first down, but picked up a little real estate for what would be the ensuing punt. So if this is on Edgewood, let's see. What is he saying? Pass interference? He's trying to get everybody back. Nope, don't wave it off. And a mock cheer from the partisan Edgewood crowd here on the home side. So it'll be
sick of calling penalties here.
It'll be a punt. And it'll be Dragoo to punt it. Brady Blang, sophomore, younger brother of the quarterback Tyler Blang, who will stand at his own 16-yard line. A low liner, but it'll take a decent Edgewood bounce and end up at about the 27-yard line or so.
And neither team so far has had spectacular field position. They've really just been hampered by turnovers tonight. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a start like to a game like this. We just have never done a game
penalties more than turnovers. But the flags have been abundant. It looks like
very interesting turn of events. I see both teams kind of settling in here as the first quarter winds down. I don't expect this to continue, but this has been a rough start really for both teams here in this first quarter.
It's like a field of yellow squash here so far, although the yellow on the field. So 1st and 10 at their 27 for Monona Grove. They'll try the middle where the going is tough. That was Blang on the carry. Offerdahl, rather, who was also a big fullback on offense.
Blang on the carry. Coach Dossett keeping the ball inside. A little quick dive, trying to catch Edgewood off guard for a nice game.
So they pick up about 7 to the 34-yard line. MG likes to keep it in relatively tight. The two wings, the fullback, and a lot of ball faking. This is Young. Over the right side, gets a first down and squeezes out over the 40-yard line to the 41 or so. Another 7-yard gain, and that's typical for Monona Grove. They love it when they can run the ball.
They do, and they've got the line and the size to do it. And we really haven't seen, they're finally seeing them kind of try to push Edgewood around a little bit up front. And a lot of Edgewood's defensive linemen are either backup offensive linemen or even starting offensive linemen, so they will rotate in at defensive line. So you're going to get a mix of guys in that defensive front four.
Give it to Young again through the middle. Hit hard, still chugging, and gets a couple to the 43-yard line, going a little bit harder there. Corn Young, a sophomore, number 48, 344 yards, 6 touchdowns, 9 yards a carry.
See, great leg drive there. Just keep on pump, trying to get a few extra yards. Love to see that at this level. That's how you get those extra yards, fellas.
Coaches call that finishing the run, right?
There you go, every time.
And the big old offensive lineman up front like that.
See everyone a little bundled up tonight. Got a little chilly, getting into the fall weather here.
Young again, and he is brought down after a couple. Another flag on the play. Making the tackle was Mitch Homburg, an inside linebacker for Edgewood. And they'll walk it back, it appears, the other way. Well, we may start this one on a Friday night and finish it on a Saturday night.
Could be here a while. Might turn into midnight madness.
Back to the 40.
But again, for both teams, it's really been 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or maybe 1 step forward, 2 steps back, the way you look at it. Just really difficult to get in a rhythm offensively when you're dealing with this many penalties on either side of the ball.
So second down, a long 11, almost 12. Young again on the inside handoff and roars it up to the 45-yard line. Gain about 5 there, but on third down, it'll be 3rd and about 7. That was a decent run for a little more favorable yardage down a distance here on third down. 3rd and 7 is doable.
One other quick note, with all the stoppages of play, the defenses are really allowed to stay fresh, and I think that's playing a role right now. The defenses they're out there popping, they look great, really flying to the ball. And I don't think they're tired at all right now. They're getting so many breaks.
Snap over the head of the quarterback, but a flag saves today. That could have been disastrous, but this time I think MG was maybe possibly welcomes the flag, although it goes on them. Have literally now, Chris, honest to goodness, with a minute and a half left here in the first, have we run 2 consecutive plays without a flag yet? I don't think we have.
I wish we were tracking, because that's a great question, Joe.
As Vince Lombardi said in that famous clip, what the blankety blank is going on out here?
And I don't know if this is just nerves. It looks like little ticky-tack penalties, so maybe the refs are calling them tight tonight.
They know it's on TV.
There you go.
3rd and 11.
Trying to make a name for themselves.
Good snap this time. Blang will keep it. Has room on the read option and loose on the sideline. There he goes out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
Blang with another nice run. We talked about in the open, averaging 13 yards a carry as a quarterback, and you see why right there. Fakes on the little option play, able to keep it, running up to his right for a big, big first down.
36 yards on that carry by Tyler Blang, the quarterback in Monona Grove. That'll help your rush average.
Keep that up there. Might be improving it after this game.
Well, he's got some big ones up front. Galt at 300. The right tackle, Sam Brorin, is 245. Josh Butteris is the right guard. Danny Button is the center. Nick Meyer is up there as well. And yet again,
there's your consecutive play. Streak ends at 1.
Flag goes on the Silver Eagles for illegal motion.
A lot of false starts, and it looks like they're trying to do some motion plays here. And they're getting called for false starts, maybe up front too. And I know Jaden Galt's coming back tonight, and I'm wondering if maybe a little bit of confusion up front on the O-line. I know sometimes when you haven't played with the guy for a couple weeks, even though they know him well, and he's an excellent lineman, I think just getting used to playing again with an O-line mate can make you a little shaky.
Might have you explain that in a minute. Maybe more to it than meets the eye, huh? Galt is there at left tackle. Headed to be a Badger next year. Considered by many the top recruit in the state. Playing over Galt's side that time, letting Jaden clear some room. And he carries to about the 26-yard line.
So I think we're going to get a replay here. Blang likes to, you see here on the replay, quick little option. Chooses to keep. He hasn't really given too much on those option opportunities. He's been keeping it, but he's been doing well, gaining yards for his team, so I really can't blame him on the keepers. He's done a nice job with it with the ball in his hands.
You know, you may remember the name of Gabe Karimi, the former Badger, who was a Chicago Bear for a time, a first-round draft choice. He played here and had some interesting observations from Mike Stassi this week. This is Young. In the meantime, breaks to the outside, and there's your first score of the game. From 25 yards out, Torrin Young gets a little clearance on the right side this time, and the Silver Eagles take the lead late in the first quarter.
So Monona Grove flexing those offensive line muscles. Torrin Young running straight off to the right. Just going to see if we're going to get a replay here. Oh, just got word. We are not going to be able to get a replay on this one. Well, but Torrin Young with a nice run. And interesting, they've been kind of running away from Galt. We're going to pay a little closer attention here in the second quarter, see what they're doing defensively. Might be double teaming him with a couple D linemen on Galt just to try to neutralize his ability, which may create some running lanes off to the opposite side.
Oh, we're going to get Joel Shukart here to attempt the extra point for Monona Grove, and it is up, and it is good. We're late in the first, and we're going to take a break right here. It is 7-0 Monona Grove as high school football on a beautiful night continues on here on Madison CW 57.
Wait. First, it all starts here.
Torrin Young from 25 yards out at Monona Grove takes the first lead of the game here, Chris. Despite all the penalties, the talent comes through, and Torrin Young scores for the Silver Eagles, touchdown number 7 for him on the year.
Monona Grove puts together the first scoring drive of the game. Nice drive. Still had too many turnovers, but they were able to overcome and get a nice touchdown run by Torin Young. Going to see what they have in store here defensively.
And Schuchart will do the kickoff here as well for Monona Grove. They lined it up tight. Now they split it up. And Anderson will take it at about the 8-yard line. Has room, now goes through a little hole. He has the kicker to beat, and he did. Now it's a foot race, and he is separating from everybody else. 92 yards unofficially, and we're 1 point away from being tied up.
Is it bad that I'm looking for flags right now? That's all.
No, not at all. Not on this night.
We're going to get the replay here. You can see just absolutely outrunning the Monona Grove defenders. They're not catching him once it gets to that point.
So Monona Grove scores and Edgewood answers right back. 92 yards by A.J. Anderson with 8 seconds left in the quarter. Now Bobby Dunn has the offense out there. He is also the holder for Dragoo. He was yelling at the sideline. They're missing a player, and we'll have someone come running in late.
And A.J. Anderson there did a great job of waiting for his coverage. He really did a nice job of reading it. He saw what was there. He saw the blocks developing and then ran to the perfect hole and was able to outrun everyone else. Did a nice job juking the kicker, too. I'm sure he'll be watching that one on film on Monday.
Better be careful for a delay of game here, Chris. And just as the words come out of my mouth, that's what it is. Edgewood didn't get the extra point team out there intact. And
I don't know if I can give you too many props on predicting a penalty, though, in this game so far.
So Anderson unofficially, go ahead, Chris.
I know Coach Minner's probably not getting too animated, but inside that football crazed mind, I think there's some things going on there that we might not be privy to, but I know he's not too happy with his start.
And of course the kick is blocked, so it'll be 7-6. Monona Grove will retain their lead. That was bad from the very start after the touchdown for the extra point team from Edgewood, and Al Minert is not pleased at all with that development.
Really had a lapse there on really 2 consecutive plays. First the delay of game, then the block kick. You just can't afford those in a game like this. This game could come down to a field goal, 7 points. Missing an extra point could be critical moving forward.
Well, Al Minert was talking to one of the linemen, Chris, and I don't know if the snap was maybe not the best. That may have contributed to it as well. Whatever the case, it is 7-6 as Al Minert talks to one of the officials too. He's trying to get something clear, and so Edgewood will kick it off with 8 seconds left in the first quarter. That was exciting.
A little discussion. That was exciting. That might be our first kickoff return for a touchdown, I think, so far this year on Channel CW.
Happy to share it with you.
There you go.
Brady Blang is back there. Torin Young is in the middle for Monona Grove. And Trey Powers, the receiver, is over as the third. Edgewood getting players on and off here for the kickoff team as well. What's going on here, Chris?
They seem to have a little bit of trouble tonight just with the formations and getting the balls. Just basic duties here. So, and when I say they, I don't mean necessarily the student athletes here, but the refs seem to be conversating a lot, just struggling a little bit with some of the basics in this game.
Well, it's the first day of fall, is it not, or is that tomorrow?
I believe that's tomorrow.
Yep. Well, here's a squib kick, and they'll let it bounce out of bounds at the 21-yard line. They'll take that ball at the 35, I believe, and with 8 seconds left, Edgewood will have it here at the end of the first.
So we had a slower first quarter, and then all of a sudden,
bing, bing,
two
bing.
very, very quick scores. I think that we'll see that these teams settle in, and at the quarter break here, both coaches will get a chance to talk to their kids, and hopefully just let them know, hey, this is going to be unacceptable moving forward. They just cannot. Neither team can survive with this amount of penalties. and just lack of discipline.
So MG takes the penalty. They had the option of making Edgewood kick it over, but they'll take it at the 35-yard line. First down and 10. Playing with two tight wings and a run up the middle. It goes nowhere. Hello. Armin Megan, a big old defensive lineman for Monona, or for Edgewood, makes sure that play goes for nothing. That's the end of the first quarter. Let's take a break right here. After one, it is Monona Grove on top of Madison Edgewood, 7-6. We'll be right back.
Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Kaiser Ford. A Kaiser buyer is a wiser buyer.
Madison has changed a lot since 1925, but at Kaiser Automotive, there's one thing that will never change, and that is our promise to providing low-volume prices and a superior level of customer service the Kaiser name has been known for over 8 decades. Take home a new 2014 Ford Fusion SC for $21,929, or lease it for $199 a month, or lease the 2014 Ford Escape for just $194 a month. Experience the new Kaiser Ford Lincoln off the Beltline at Todd Drive or at KaiserOnline.com.
When you're ready,
ServPro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at ServPro, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
As we come back for quarter number 2, Torrin Young trying to get to the outside is slowed up and then brought down on second down from the 35-yard line. Slowing him up was Homburg first, and then his teammates came to help. But they got about 4 yards out of it, or 3 make it to the 38.
Monona Grove showing a little bit of wing T there. Something we've seen a little bit tonight. We may see several different formations from Monona Grove. Both teams here really like to mix it up with different formations, putting their quarterback to shotgun, putting him under center. So you'll see several different formations as we progress tonight.
Third down and 7. They'll keep it on the ground with Young. Eludes a couple of tacklers in the backfield, breaks the 40, and then a wave of maroon and gold comes to push him back before he can get to the first down. They will be short, about 3 or 4 yards short, and that'll force a punting situation for the Silver Eagles.
Edgewood defensive line, big kudos there on a huge third down. Does a nice job. Again, diagnosing the plays. I've been very impressed with both defensive front sevens. They're both doing an excellent job diagnosing running plays and doing their best to stop them before they turn into big gains.
So it is fourth down. Blang will kick it, and back to receive it is Stephen Dorn on the punt return and single safety for Edgewood. They've got everybody else within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage, and now the flag, or no, I guess maybe this is a timeout. I think so. I think MG saw the heavy commitment at the line of scrimmage by Edgewood and wanted to talk this one over. And so we will get a timeout.
And Jim, you know what? This fall, Monona State Bank is proud to open its 4th location at Shanks Corners on Atwood Avenue. Member FDIC. Great local bank. Monona State Bank coming on board.
So the teams will talk it over here. Each team has burned a timeout here in the first half. We're early in the second, and all the scoring came right at the end of the first quarter with 23 seconds left. Torrin Young took it 25 yards to the house for Monona Grove, and on the ensuing kickoff, A.J. Anderson, 92 yards on the kickoff return for a score. Extra point was blocked. We're at 7-6. We'll try this again.
A.J. is not back there currently for the punt return.
And it's Dorn who will watch it bounce out near the 20. Let's see where they mark it. That's where he was standing, not always. And you'll watch that official now. Nope, I guess he won't this time. He'll stand there. It'll be at about the 21. If it goes out on the fly, he'll walk up that sideline, and somebody who was watching it from further away will tell him where that ball went out of bounds. So Edgewood will have it. First down and 10. And they will mark it at the 21, I believe. And they're ready to go. Down by 1.
Really anybody's game here. Obviously, the theme of the first quarter was the sheer amount of penalties, but really, obviously, it's 7-6. Anybody's ball game right now. Someone's got to step up, get the momentum, and take over.
Quick pass to the right side. This is, I believe, Hafer. Let's see. No, that was Dragoo with the reception.
Got the SLS replay here. Bobby Dunn with a nice pass to Dragoo in the flat. When he gets an open space, very fast runner, very elusive, does a nice job there of picking up about an 8-yard gain.
Dragoo to the 29. Cody Link at tight end marches off the field. They'll go a little bit lighter here. Snyder on a wing. Behind the quarterback is Devin Dockery. Dorn has a receiver open, and it is picked off. Picked off by MG at their own 40-yard line. And a nice return down the far side. That was Sawyer Livesey who got it for MG and returns it into Edgewood territory. Receiver was open, but the pass hung up.
We're going to get the SLS cellular replay here. You can see that ball just hung up a little too far in the air, and kind of a double whammy there for Bobby Dunn. He took a shot from the Monona Grove defense and also threw that pick. I know he'd like to have that one back. His receiver was there, just not quite enough on the ball.
About a 25-yard or so return for Livesey there, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Monona Grove inside the Edgewood 35-yard line, or inside the 40-yard line. Where are they going to put this one? Finally mark it at the 37. So that'll be 1st and 10. Now they're going to huddle it back. They're still having problems getting organized.
Should we get
here.
a quick uniform? I know, Jim, you like to say, who do these uniforms look like? I got one in mind. Who do you think?
Okay, MG.
Let's go MG.
Who I would say.
See if we're on the same page.
The Indianapolis Colts.
Wow. Give me a college team. I got a college team.
White with blue, white road jerseys with blue. Duke.
I'm going to go BYU.
That was my next choice. That was my next
far
choice.
Out
Very
there.
good.
Far out there.
Edgewood is easy for a college team look-alike. If you don't get that one, then you have to give back your degree. There's Tyler Blang spinning after the fake over the right side. Gets a good chunk of yardage, about 8 or 9 yards. So at Edgewood,
we're going
college look-alike.
We're going Boston College?
You got that right.
Okay. Well, we got a quick break here. Don't forget, folks, Papa Jimmy's Pizzeria, hometown tradition, homemade good. 18 years in service.
Thanks to them. Good job by them. Ball at the 28, 2nd down on a yard for the Golden Eagles. Tyler Blang doing a little bit of everything. This time he gives it, or keeps it, and he'll keep it over the left side, makes a nice cut. Was cut down, though, inside the 20, not before picking up the 1st down and more to about the 19-yard line.
Blank continues to have success using his feet. You see Rossler, number 4, does a nice job. Good form tackle there, grabs him by the waist, brings him down. So I'll tell you what, Tyler Blank is dangerous so far on the run. You do not want to see him in the open field.
9 yards to the Edgewood 19-yard line, and we alluded to it earlier, Chris. Al Minert loves to have a dual-threat quarterback, and that's taking nothing away at all from Bobby Dunn. He's very good, but Tyler Blang does it with the feet as well. That's Offerdahl, the big fullback, and one of those keep him honest through the middle plays, bruising through. Love players like him. He just puts both arms around the ball and knocks a few people over and picks up a couple of yards, gets up, goes back after it for more.
Smash on through. I love the description. We were talking to Coach Stassi this week, and we asked him to compare Karimi to Jaden Galt, and he used the word mauler for Jaden Galt. I don't think I'd ever heard someone describe an old lineman like that, but I loved it. I love the way he described him. Just a real aggressive young player, and just gets after it. I love it.
Ball at the 16, 2nd down and 7. They'll try to flare out to the right. Ball is caught. Flag flies, and they'll have the ball, if it's spotted, inside the 10. But let's check out the flag. Powers on the reception for Monona Grove, and they're walking back, so I think they know who it's on. Yeah, Jaden Galt, if we get a shot of him, he stands out. I mean, he is big among big. And I think he's going to be, they'll wave off the flag. So the ball's inside the 10 at about the 9.
Just something to keep an eye on here. That's the second time they've waved the flag off, and I'm losing a little bit of confidence in this crew right now. They just don't seem to be on the same page. I think
they do call it a first down. They had to get to the 9. The referees, without the measurement, say they got the yard to achieve for the first down, so it's first and goal inside the 10 at about the 9. I thought they'd measure there, but they did not. 7.5 to play here in the second quarter. So here comes Tyler Blang. He's got receivers either way. A little room to work with here to his left on the wide side of the field. Blang will keep it. They collapse on him quickly, and the defense stiffens through the middle.
Little inside replay. He read that the defense was crashing down on the give back, and he decided to keep it again. I'm really trusting Blang on these keepers. He's done a nice job tonight. I think one of the reasons he averages so much on his run plays is that he does an excellent job of reading a defense and understanding when to give, when not to give. He's done a nice job of that tonight.
So were you a mauler when you played?
I was more of a thinker. I wasn't quite the mauler. I definitely will say Coach Minert would not describe me as a mauler. I can say that.
Ball at the 7, second down and goal after the 2-yard gain. They'll go from the spread. They'll give it to Young. He tries the right side, bursts through a little hole, breaks a tackle or two, presses closer, and then is thrown back. So it'll be third down, under 6.5 to play.
See Young giving it all he's got to try to get in that end zone. He's going to come up with a 3rd and short here, and I really think anything's open. They've been running a little bit of option play, a little bit of inside read. I think we could see just about anything. I wouldn't even be shocked if they put the ball in the air.
Ball is inside the 2. About 1 3/4 yards to go for the touchdown. They'll split those receivers out. Riley Jackson to the left. He hasn't caught a pass yet. They give it to Young, and he is stoned at the line. Good play by the Edgewood defense. I think that was Mitch Snyder there who put a heavy hit on the ball carrier.
I thought they might try to keep the ball in Tyler Blang's hands there. I think Edgewood was expecting to run up the middle. Might have been a great opportunity to really just do that fake inside, little fake dive, and then roll out Blang for what might have been a touchdown. We'll see. It looks like they think they're going to go here.
No kicking team in sight for Monona Grove.
I like the call. Let's get aggressive.
Here it is, man on man right here. We're midway through the second, and Monona Grove has a yard to go for a touchdown on 4th. Blang will try to power it ahead on the Bart Starr keeper, and he is in. A la the Packers quarterback in 1967. They just pushed him in, and Monona Grove is on the board again.
Like an old school political button. Trust in Blang right there. Nice job. Keep the ball in your quarterback's hands. He has not let you down tonight.
Yep. I wish we could see the replay. Our monitor is out. But that was a good play. Just power straight ahead. Jaden Galt over there clearing out, and that was a touchdown. Now the official was standing there, and he had that flag out. And I think they waved off a flag. I was marking down the score.
And I'll tell you what, the Edgewood fans, I mean, there's a lot of fans out here, but they are getting a little frisky with these refs. Not too pleased, I think.
So Blang, the quarterback, keeps it for a yard. And we'll get the extra point attempt. It's 13-6, and it is 14-6. Monona Grove scores again. It is now 14-6 for the Silver Eagles in a battle for Badger South dominance. MG has it, the lead, and Edgewood wants a piece of it. We'll come back after this.
When you're ready,
ServPro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at ServPro, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
So Monona Grove with another impressive drive, and they benefit from a big run. They get it down into scoring territory and cash it in as the quarterback Blank keeps it from a yard out, and it is now 14-6 Monona Grove in a very contested, hotly contested battle to this point. These teams are nip and tuck and going back and forth here, trading blows, and Monona Grove has the edge, up by a score, up by 8, after Edgewood had their extra point blocked after their touchdown.
We talk a lot, Jim, every week about momentum. Oh,
there's a
something different there. Right now, Monona Grove, you're seeing that momentum. They're starting to get in a rhythm. The penalties are decreasing. They've made some nice adjustments after the first quarter, and this is Edgewood's opportunity right here. They're going to have to put some points on the board.
That was Matt Hemble who returned the kick for Edgewood, getting a chance, a little glory on the squib quick kick, that is. At the 35, 1st and 10. Edgewood down by 8. Pitch. This is the little brother. This is Jack Dunn. And not much going on the left side.
You know what, Jim? At SLS Cellular, they will help you dump your contract and save you some money. Come visit us and enjoy a free cup of gourmet coffee. SLS Cellular out in Sun Prairie. Go check them out.
I think I will. That's out in your territory. Out
It
there.
is. I'm an
King
East
of the East Side, aren't you?
Is that what they're calling me nowadays?
2nd and 10 for the Crusaders. Dorn will be in a slot. Dragoo is out there to the right as well. Dunn will throw. To the near side, pass is caught and controlled. Hafer managed to haul that one in. Took a blow from a linebacker, Lippiat, but managed to hold on at the 46-yard line.
Elijah Eisenberg doing his best Troy Polamalu impersonation there. Does a nice job. But Edgewood, a little bit nicer job getting the first down.
Gain of 11 to the 46. Eisenberg is on the small side, but he packs a punch.
Eisenberg, for all you Breaking Bad fans out there, a little Eisenberg reference. I don't know how many Breaking Bad fans are watching right now.
Donna on the fake,
Got
throws it
one
out.
of
He's
them.
got a receiver open. That's Bondoc, who fell down after making the catch, had to adjust to the ball, but he hung on, and they get a nice gain out of it. Could have been more had he been able to keep his feet, but as it is, they get inside MG territory down near the 35-yard line.
Great pitch and catch by Bobby Dunn and Evan Bondoc. Talking to Coach Minner this week, he said Bondoc was a little bit of a game-time decision. He's battling some injuries along with several Edgewood players. They've been hit by the injury bug, but a nice play there, and he's trying to get in rhythm here.
13, they pick it up to the 37-yard line. Should say 17 on the game. They're going to go wishbone here, and on the option, Dunn is drilled. Tackle made there by the defensive end, Zach Stinson, and a late flag as well. Let's see, did he grab some face mask? Was there something along the offensive line for holding? Let's see what it is.
I just know if they wave this one off, this crowd might erupt.
Well, they're talking. Yeah, it looks like somebody was making that face mask motion, and I think that's what it'll be on the defense. So with 3:23, Edgewood gets a little more out of it, and this will be a major violation. This will be the 15-yarder, and that'll take it for a first down inside the 25. They'll mark at about the 22-yard line, near the 22, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Crusaders from there. Don't forget, coming up at the half, we'll have our halftime features presented again by Emmy Fink, and she has a special guest on one of them. I can't remember his name, though.
Starts with
Went to Edgewood. Here's a run up the middle, breaking some tackles and getting down near the 15. That's a nice run. And a pickup of about 8. Mitch Snyder on a rare carry for him, and he gets up limping, and he'll have to hobble off to the sideline here.
He had a nice run, but he took a lick at the end of it and paid for that one.
Edgewood's roster is smaller than many, and they've gotten injuries, Chris. They cannot afford injuries. They just really pile up in a hurry on a team this size.
Yeah, for those of you that have seen some of our broadcasts with the Sun Prairies and Veronas of the world, just have huge sidelines. You look over in Edgewood, just not the biggest sideline. They don't have a ton of substitutions available.
Dunn near the sideline wants to air it out to the end zone. Wendler there made a grab in traffic and couldn't control it. I thought Dunn was just throwing that one away, but Wendler was on the back line and almost made the grab.
I think that's a great job knowing your receiver by Bobby Dunn. He knew Wendler was going to be there, and with his great leaping ability and just natural height, really nice ball.
Like Joe Montana and who was his receiver back then? I can't remember. In that Cowboy game way back when? Oh, should know the receiver. Who was that on the famous play for the 49ers in the NFC Championship? Who was the receiver? Oh, gone it. I can't think of his name.
Not Dwight Clark. Dwight Clark.
Dwight Clark, that's it.
Is that right? There you go.
2 minutes plus to go here in the half, and we have an injury stoppage here as one of the Monona Grove players along the far side was hit during that play and is laid out. They're looking at the left leg. As soon as we can identify who it is, we'll let you know. In the meantime,
real quick here, Jim, while we have a short injury timeout. You know what, folks? Do you love video games? Pursue a rewarding career in game art and animation at Madison Media Institute. Visit mediainstitute.edu, and it all starts here.
And that for Edgewood is Dexter Guyette, a defensive tackle who has helped off the field, although he's mostly under his own power. Looks like hopefully he'll be okay. So the ball's at the 15-yard line in the closing minutes here of half number one. It's taken a while because of all the penalties in this ballgame. 3rd down and 2 here at the 15 for Madison Edgewood. Big play for them here in the first half. They're down by 8. This is a key drive for them. Up comes Dunn. And they'll keep it up the middle, and that doesn't do much. Snyder again was back in there. He gets another carry, the leading rusher for Edgewood. Physical running back. They lose about a yard back to the 16, so now it's 4th down. They have a great kicker in Dragoo, and I think it would be safe to say they may go for the 3.
Looks like they're still deciding, though. See what Coach Minert does here.
It's going to be 4th and a long 3, almost 4, call it.
I think they're going to go for this.
Yep.
Gut feeling.
That play lost about 2, so it's now they'll call the timeout. Might as well burn it here to talk about it. Edgewood will call the timeout. Dragoo's got a great leg. We talked about it earlier. He kicked a 50-yarder a couple of weeks ago against DeForest, so they know he's got the leg. But down by 8. What do you think, Chris? We'll let you know what they decide when we come back. It's 14-6. Monona Grove on top by 8.
Hi, I'm Romy Snyder, Executive Director of the Wisconsin Dells Visitor and Convention Bureau, and join me for Destination Wisconsin Dells. We're going to take a look at what makes Wisconsin Dells a great place to eat, shop, dine, and stay, all week on the CW 57.
Well, the kicker is out there, Chris, Jake Dragoo, and Bobby Dunn has a tee in his hand, so they'll put it down at the 23. They are basically in the middle of the field. This will be a 33-yard attempt by the side-winding right-footed kicker for Edgewood. You have a fake in your bag of tricks here at this point?
I think it's a little early. I think you're going to want to put some points on the board here. I think if you're going to fake, you might as well just go for it.
A slight wind is with him. Rush comes heavily. Dragoo puts it up, and it is good. He nailed it inside the left upright. So they put up 3, and it's 14-9.
Edgewood putting a few points on the board. Does a nice job staying in this ball game here.
So a minute 47 left. Monona Grove is hoping for a good return to good field position here, and they may have a 2-minute drive where they could put some boards up, Chris.
Still plenty of time left here, Jim. 2 minutes to go, up 14-9. I don't think you're going to see Coach Stassi get conservative at all. I think he's going to try to put some points on the board here.
And after that field goal was kicked, now there's a little more of a wind. It was a little bit of a crosswind with Jake there, and he played it just right, I think. He
got a nice leg.
Yeah, he does.
Mentioned the 50-yarder. And that's impressive. I don't think people understand how hard that is. It's hard to, when you're actually on the field, it looks easy when you're watching college or NFL. They make it look real easy, but when you're actually on a football field, it is not easy to kick a 35, 40-yard field goal, let alone a 50.
Well, not to take anything away from him, but in high school, those goalposts are a little bit further apart. In the NFL and college, those goalposts are narrow.
Yeah.
And you talk about guys
It's
kicking
impressive.
50-yarders, 55-yarders. Woo.
It's the best job in the NFL. Good kicker, 20-year career, $1 million a year. Take it.
And they will punch this kick a little bit. This will be the defensive end, Stinson, who will get a chance to catch it and run with it, and does so to the middle of the field out over the 30-yard line. So a minute 38, Monona Grove will come out.
Jim, we got our screen back. We were having some
go.
technical difficulties. We got the
I told you, just adjusting the antenna would
give it
work.
the old Brogan adjustment.
Get out the aluminum foil and put it on the antenna.
I was playing IT guy there for about half a quarter.
I'm old enough to remember aluminum foil on the antenna.
Oh man, I was always a cable kid. I don't know.
All right, they mark it at the 34. Mike Stassi is, I guess you could put him on the conservative side. We'll see what he does here. They'll throw, and they'll throw deep. Not conservative here, and double covered is Stinson, so it is incomplete. They'll have 2nd and 10.
Bland going for that deep slant, just a quick slant there at the end of that route. Not able to connect, a little short on the ball.
Monona Grove has outscored its opponents 193-40. Their closest call was a 29-point win at Oregon a couple of weeks ago.
So you could say they've been tested, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Sarcasm.
Very good. Haven't been tested till tonight. Blang will keep it on the ground. And if he can get this kind of carry, there he goes for 11 or 12 more, up over the 45. And they'll hurry to the line here, it appears. Clock stop to move the chains, and they do move it up quickly with a minute 23.
Blang again does a nice job on the quick little read play there, picking up a first down.
Has a lot of time over the middle. Powers open and on the crossing pattern. He has it inside the Monona Grove 40 to near the 35-yard line.
See, they're in their hurry-up offense. Get a quick replay here right over the middle of the field. Nice catch by Roberts.
21
like
on
there.
that pickup. Defensive line move, no call. Blang rolls, and down he goes. He's sacked. Devin Dockery, a junior inside linebacker, makes the sack. Did not take that fake at all.
Monona Grove trying to move as fast as they can. Blang, a quick sprint out right, and just did not have anything off with essentially a coverage sack there by Edgwood. Nice job feeling it out.
So they lose 6 to the 41. It'll be 2nd down and 16, and they will take a timeout here. Will Mike Stassi to think about this. This is valuable, Chris. There's less than a minute to go, 57 seconds, but they are in enemy territory, and they want to get points here of some sort. So a good timeout here, I think, taken.
Good chance to regroup. And they're probably talking about not just this play, but the next couple plays. Get everyone prepared for what's coming.
And I believe I stand corrected, Chris. I believe it was Edgewood which took that timeout, so they would like to hold here if they can. They've got another one to burn. Maybe they're thinking about getting the ball back.
They might be as well. Got 57 seconds left if they can hold. Got 2 more down. Well, really, oh yeah, about 2. 2nd, 3rd, kick on for us.
Hey, while we have the opportunity, we'd love to thank everybody at Edgewood High School, Chris Wetler, the AD, and everybody. What a great feast they put on outside the gates here tonight. Even let us in on that deal. It was pretty
Snuck
good.
in.
Absolutely.
couple of bandits.
You're an alum. I just hung around
There you
you.
go.
I just said I was with you.
All the perks of hanging out with an Edgewood alum.
Blang over the middle, and to the numbers, actually incomplete. Powers diving for it there in traffic, couldn't get it. 3rd and 16. Clock stops with 52 seconds to go.
Kind of interesting being here. We've been here for several Middleton games, but never for an Edgewood home game. And some of you may not know, Edgewood and Middleton share this field, gorgeous field out here at Middleton High School, and Edgewood uses it for their home games.
That spread was good, man. They had hot dogs and pulled pork and ribs.
Coming back here next week for the Verona Middleton game.
Middleton will have a lot to live up to.
They always do a great job.
Food availability, they do a great job. Flying rolls on 3rd and 16. On comes the pressure. Gets the throw off. It is complete. Powers, but a great open field tackle. Saving the day was Trevor Ressler there after Powers was open to make the catch. Did not get the first down there, a couple yards short.
So we watch Blang here on the sprint left. Very dangerous play thrown across his body. See there, nice little fake. Across the field, I should say, excuse me. Catch is made, but that's a high-risk interception play.
So it'll be 4th down and a long 2, about 3 to go, and with 1 timeout left, Mike Stassi will burn it with a little time left here in the 3rd quarter, precious seconds, and they will talk this one over.
And they might be thinking field goal positioning here.
Well, it's 4th down. It's 4th down. So if they want to kick it, it has to be now.
I don't think they're making a long kick. I don't think they have Dragoo back there.
No, they don't.
Dragoo kick.
Well, see if they can kick it. I know Blang's got a good leg. So does Shukart, who has been handling the kicking.
Be about a 45-yard field goal, roughly.
And I didn't want to cut you off there. I apologize.
Oh no!
I'm positioning.
I was
position on the field.
I had my downs mixed up. I was
No,
thinking third. I was thinking third.
At least the clock is stopped, and they don't have to center it and take a knee to get the clock stopped, because we all know the officials always stop the clock in that situation, right?
Even if somebody's laying on it, hanging out down there.
So they'll go for it here.
I like the call here.
4th down and 3. They can get a first down and live again for another play, and they will. On the quick toss by Blang to Powers, he gets out of bounds and stops the clock. That was optimum. They didn't score, but they have a new set of downs here.
Now, see, they could have a little bit of a Badgers Saturday situation. They only have 13 seconds left. Oh, looks like maybe 14 here. A chance to, they can keep the ball on the field. They run the risk of obviously that clock running out, and how fast are these refs going to set that ball? Judging by the first half, I just don't know if I'd have the confidence in that type of play to the center of the field.
They picked up 10 yards, Chris. They're on the 24 with 14 seconds. If you play this right, 3 plays, well, a timeout is going to be taken here. Let's see who took it. Each team, I think Edgewood had one. I think Stassi had burned his from Monona Grove, so Al Minert wants to square this up defensively here. Now the Edgewood players are not treating this as a timeout. Instead, they're treating it as a let's talk to the officials opportunity here. The Monona Grove players, on the other hand, have gone back to the sideline as if in timeout mode. Now the Edgewood players will as well. I'm not sure what that was about.
This is a critical play here. Watch your sidelines. I think they're going to try to run something, maybe pick up 10, 12, 15 yards, but keep it on the sidelines and get out of bounds and get their field goal team on the field.
Well, the discussion continues with Al Minert and the official. I'm not sure what that was, Chris. Did he think maybe he had not called the timeout? He wanted to bank one? I'm not sure. 14 seconds, Chris. They have a first down at the 24. You play this right, could you get 3 plays here if you
I think 3 would be stretching unless they're going to be real efficient. I think I'm thinking 2 max, but I've been known to be wrong.
Lang will spread it out. They lead 14-9. Throw. Oh, and it's almost picked off and incomplete. That was a low throw. 2nd down.
Now that was a quick play. Now I'm thinking they are going to get 3. And you're right again.
Yeah. Once in a while, you
I know. It doesn't happen too often.
Your presence enabled me to get some pregame grub, so we're even. 2nd down from the 24. Lang looks to throw, loves to throw right, pump fake now to the end zone, jump ball, and it is incomplete. Down near the pylon. Dressler was there. Powers was the intended receiver, and neither one could come up with it.
Nice ball there by Blank with a hard pump fake. Try to hold that safety in those corners a little bit, give us receivers some more space, but not able to come down with the ball in bounds, but did come down with it.
So 3rd down, 4 seconds left. This will most likely be the final play, and they'll opt to kick it here, as Schuchart will come out and try to attempt what will be a 41-yard field goal, as Blank will hold from the 31.
It's going to come off low. Watch for the block.
Good snap. Wow. Nostradamus. Here's a return opportunity. This is Dorn, who is gaining yardage on the near side, and finally runs out of room. For a while, it looked like he had a lot of opportunity there.
Did I call it or did I call it?
Chris called it. Each team had a kick blocked, an extra point, and a field goal. So Edgewood's defense able to hold on the special teams play. Nicely done. Our score at the half is 14-9. Monona Grove with a lead. Coming up at the half, Emmy Fink with our halftime features on Edgewood with Chris Canty and on Monona Grove as well. Stay tuned, that's coming up. 14-9 here at the half on Madison CW 57.
Madison has changed a lot since 1925, but at Kaiser Automotive, there's one thing that will never change, and that is our promise to providing low-volume prices and a superior level of customer service the Kaiser name has been known for over 8 decades. Take home a new 2014 Ford Fusion SC for $21,929, or lease it for $199 a month, or lease the 2014 Ford Escape for just $194 a month. Experience the new Kaiser Ford Lincoln off the Beltline at Todd Drive or at KaiserOnline.com.
My cousin's mother's grandfather's uncle married a Steinhoffel, so that makes me family, right?
It's spelled Miller, but it's really pronounced Steinhoffel.
My grandfather always said that Mr. John Steinhoffel was like a brother to him.
It's Steinhoffel's Employee Family Price Sale. Get 35% off and no payments for 24 months.
Our name was Steinhoffel. They changed it at Ellis Island.
So get your story straight and get to our Employee Family Price Sale, because right now you're just like family.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for our halftime show. I'm Emmy Fink, and I'm joined with retired semi-pro football player Chris Canty and an Edgewood alum. He's also part of our CW 57 broadcast team. What's it like to be back out here on the field?
It's been great so far. Got a chance to meet with some of the coaching staff, and a lot of the same coaches are still here, which is great to see. They're here coaching their kids up, getting ready for Monona Grove.
Do you have some good memories from being out here in the days of being an Edgewood football player?
I do. I think they may have gotten rid of the hill we used to run, which is very lucky for these players. But no, just being here, it brings back a lot of great memories. Had a lot of fun times with my friends and coaching staff out there. And Coach Minard is still here and still doing a great job with this program. And I'm just excited to watch this game and really to see him go against MG.
Now, I know you're a modest guy, but I'm going to brag about you for a little bit. Do you think it's exciting for these guys to be out here? I'm sure at back in your day when you were here, did you think you were going to be playing semi-pro football?
I can honestly say that I didn't. I had a chance to play at UW-Madison, chose to just focus on academics at UW, and wound up playing semi-pro after my college days, and it was a blast. I have so many lifelong friends, and I was able to win 3 championships, and so it's a part of my life that I just absolutely adore. And I hope these guys get a chance to play in college and maybe even beyond college. It's an amazing experience. And football is one of the few sports that usually after high school you don't get many chances to play tackle football again.
Absolutely. So. Now with you being a part of this program and then being a part and being able to see different high school programs throughout, especially this conference,
Definitely.
Do you think football has really kind of stayed the same, or has it changed in your years of playing?
I think football is changing every year. I think it's continually evolving. The offenses, the defenses, the kids are getting faster. You see players are doing really work 12 months a year. They're out there working hard, getting better. So yeah, things are definitely changing and evolving, and I think that's good for the game, and I think it's good for these student athletes.
You do an awesome job up in the booth calling the football games with Jim, but I'm going to give you the mic and I'm going to test your talent out in the field talking shop with your former coach. How do you think you'll do?
Emmy, I'm ready. I've been in the weight room, been training, running wind sprints. Let's go get it.
Nice. He's ready. Let's see his work.
You've struggled a little bit against MG in recent years, and how important is this game for your fans, your coaching staff, and the players?
Well, I think every year you open with the idea that one of your goals is to win the conference championship, and obviously that kind of goes through Monona Grove the last few years. And They're an awesome program. They've done a great job over the last few years, and we've put ourselves in a position where we're challenging. So we're pretty excited about the opportunity.
Just talking a little bit about your senior quarterback, Bobby Dunn. He's had a great start to the season, really leading the conference in passing. How important has his on-the-field play, off-the-field play, and leadership meant to your team this year?
Oh, it's been huge. Bobby's been in the, been our starting quarterback the last 2 years. Did a lot of off-season preparation. Is very involved in the game plan and that type of thing. Has a great understanding of the game and understanding coverages. So, and he's taken really good care of the football. And so, hopefully we give him time to execute the schemes that we want to execute and help us to, put ourselves in the driver's seat.
And one last question. There's still time, Coach. Do you need me to suit up this week? That's all I need to know.
I could definitely use another big man in the line, Chris. So I would love to have you suit up, but I don't know that Monona Grove would approve that.
I think they might have some issues with that, but we're going to see if we can make it work.
As Chris tries to suit up and pass for 16, why don't we talk to a player who will really be taking the field this week? Senior QB Bobby Dunn is well respected throughout the conference and can handle the pressure and responsibility of his key position.
Oh, it's my second year as a starter, so I just try and do my job the best I can and help everyone else to make plays. I have a great group of guys around me. They're all super supportive, even when I make a mistake. No one gets down on each other. I just try and give us the best chance to win.
So tell us about this week's matchup. Obviously a big game for you guys. You haven't beaten this team since 2007. How sweet would a victory be on Friday night?
It'd be great, obviously. It's a big conference game.
How are you guys preparing to get that win?
Obviously, we're going to work hard in practice, and we've been prepping a lot for MG. Obviously, it's a big game.
Can I ask for your prediction, scoring-wise, for this matchup against Monona Grove?
I don't want to say anything specific, but I think it'll be a high-scoring game.
Chris, thank you so much for joining us out here at your old stomping grounds. It was a good time, and you're pretty good.
Thank you. Definitely. It was a great time. Glad to be out here. And folks, please stay tuned. After the commercial break, we're going to go see what Monona Grove has in store for Edgewood.
We are joined with semi-pro football player Chris Canty, as well as... Let's go again. See? I didn't know where to go from there.
Definitely. We can't wait. Had a great time today. And make sure you tune in after the commercial break. We're going to go to see what MG...
Hi, I'm Brian Lee of Open Seating. I hope you can join me this week as I get to sample a lot of great things, from cocktails to raw fish, with my guests from Wonder Bar, Coffee Cup, Firehouse Subs, and Von Foss. So stay tuned all week on the CW57.
Still weighed down by that old cell phone contract? I can't get rid of it. I've been stuck in it for 2 years. You should have done what I did. I went to SLS Cellular. They also unlocked my phone and gave me 2 separate lines on the same phone. Whoa. So I can have a separate line for home and a separate line for business. You have a business? Or I could have a separate line for my friends and a separate line for the lady.
SLS Cellular. Pick your phone, pick your service, dump your contract.
Wait. First, it all starts here.
Can the Silver Eagles of Monona Grove take down the Crusaders of Edgewood? That is the question. Well, let's ask the team. With 4 games under their belt, the Silver Eagles are looking to improve every week.
The kids have done a pretty nice job. We lost a lot of great seniors from last year's team, so we got a lot of new guys that have filled in, and right now we're doing pretty well. We know we have some great games coming up, some big tough tasks, so we got to keep getting better.
Yeah, a lot of things we got to work on. We always improving every day, just try to keep getting better. I mean, we can always work on everything, that's what we work on in practice every day, just keep getting better.
We just got to keep working hard. There's always room for improvement.
You got to keep trying to improve and trying to find areas that you know, you need to get better at and just keep working on them.
MG really respects the Edgewood program and knows they have to bring their best.
Edgewood's a great team. They got a lot of great skilled athletes, so we're always getting prepared for them this week. We'll do a lot of film on them, just work on offense and defensive schemes to go against them, but they're a great team and they'll be a tough matchup for us, so we got to get ready for them now.
Well, they're such a great team. They're so diversified offensively. They do so many different things and different formations. They got great athletes all over. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough shutting them down, but our kids are going to work real hard and do the best they can.
Well, they're just a hard-working team. A lot of respect for them. Bobby Donnie's a good quarterback. Likes to sling the ball around. You got to be prepared for that. Make sure we're ready. They're going to run the ball pretty well too, so we got to have a good week of practice. Make sure we're ready.
I know Bobby Dunn's a good quarterback for Edgewood, so I know he's a good player, but they also got a lot of other skilled guys.
Coach Mike Stassi is confident in the entire team when it comes to field leadership.
Well, I'll be real honest with you. We got a great group of kids too, and we got great senior leadership from this group. So, you know, whoever we call on at that time, we know that they'll give it their best efforts.
Well, our linebackers, we have great leadership at linebackers for the defense, and Tyler Blang, our quarterback, he's a good leader on the offense. So.
And we got a lot of skilled guys too. I like Trey Powers for passing, and Torrin Young's doing a good job running the ball. Brady's doing a good job running. A lot of our skilled guys are pretty good this year, so I'm happy with them.
Even after coaching for 3 decades, Coach Stassi still feels that rush every Friday.
I've been getting this rush for about 31 years, yeah. High school football, there's nothing like it. Friday Night in the Lights is just the most awesome thing.
Excitement, I mean, you're always a little anxious, but it's mostly excitement. Getting ready, getting jacked to go.
I mean, we're excited already. We got the whole school hopefully coming out at Middleton. It's a nice field over there. It's going to be a great atmosphere, so we're all jacked up for that. So
this group of kids is very close. I mean, you know, a lot of times kids in classes hang together, but this whole group, we've got some sophomores up, of course, and then some juniors and seniors. They all get along extremely well, and that's one great thing is they're all good friends.
And for these senior athletes, this last year means everything.
No regrets, get the most out of it.
It's going to be sad when it's over, but we just got to keep going each week, one game at a time, and just make the most of it while I still got it.
I could not pass up a chance to talk to the women's cross-country team here at Monona Grove. So tell me a little bit about the sport. Do you guys just go out and run every day, or do you do more of like interval training? How do you guys really prepare for your meet?
Well, we do a lot of different types of runs. Sometimes we go out on long 6-mile runs, and sometimes we do hills. It just depends on when our meets are and stuff like that.
Now, is it more of an individual sport, or would you say it's still just as much team bonding as, you know, say a football game?
It's both. I mean, team bonding is a big part of it, and I don't know. It's a team sport, so you have to be a team too. It's not just individual.
How do you guys feel about the football team this year? They're 4-0, 2-0 in conference so far. How are you feeling for Friday night's game against Edgewood?
I'm feeling pretty good. I was at the game this past Friday, and it was pretty exciting, so I think pretty good.
I hope we win. I mean, we're going for a 4-peat this year, I think. So, I mean, it's a big conference game, so I'm excited.
I mean, obviously, I hope we win, and I think we have a pretty good chance. I know Edgewood's really good always, but I think we can beat them. Yeah.
It'll be a tough game, but I think we got it.
Silver Eagles! From Monona Grove High School, I'm Emmy Fink. Your second half is next with Jim and Chris.
Hi everybody, I'm Jim Castle.
And I'm Chris Canty. Folks, we have Madison Edgewood hosting Monona Grove High School at Middleton's Brighton Box Stadium, and we can't wait for this one. It's going to be an exciting matchup. Please make sure you tune in next week, 7 o'clock on Saturday and 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Right here on Madison CW 57.
Still waiting it down by that old cell phone contract? I can't get rid of it. I've been stuck in it for 2 years. You should have done what I did. I went to SLS Cellular. They also unlocked my phone and gave me 2 separate lines on the same phone. Whoa. So I can have a separate line for home and a separate line for business. You have a business? Or I could have a separate line for my friends and a separate line for the ladies.
SLS Cellular. Pick your phone, pick your service, dump your contract.
Incredible things are afoot in Flavor Nation. The sandwich savants at Herbert & Gerbert have unveiled a new collection of signature sandwiches. Pompeii, Spartan, Eruptor, Titan, Quattro. Each deliciously unique, each an icon of edibility. Sandwich lovers, welcome to Flavor Nation. Order your signature sandwich today from the Guardians of Goodness at Herbert & Gerbert Sandwich Shop.
I made it!
Love action? Then you're going to love the new independent film program at Madison Media Institute.
Dude, you could have just driven here.
It's your action, it's your film, it's your call.
Everyone agrees. Yep. King of the Hill. Words can't describe the experience.
I can't even open one of this with.
All right, thanks to Emmy Fink and to that guy she was with for the Edgewood segment. No, seriously, man, good job.
Oh, come on.
You look like you had some fun. You're back
I did.
To watch
It was a lot of fun.
Talk with the guys, talk a little football. Good
It's
stuff.
been a blast doing this. I've kind of made a few Edgewood connections just working with CW this year. Got a chance to hang out a little bit for the game with Coach Travis Rohr at Mount Horeb. We did that game, and he coached me in high school, and obviously Coach Minert did for a few years. And it's just amazing to see the longevity with a lot of the coaches here in Southern Wisconsin, but just having experience with Coach Minert was definitely special to get to go back this week.
It was very nice to see the pieces on each of those teams. Again, some very fine, well-spoken young men. Great to hear from the coaches, Mike Stassi at Monona Grove and Al Minert at Edgewood, and each of those coaches have some young men they can be very proud of, obviously, not only for their football talents, for their speaking ability as well and representing their programs very well. A little bit from the cross-country team at Monona Grove there at the end from Emmy, so good stuff, and we appreciate that very much. As the teams get ready here, we'll tell you our halftime score is 14-9 in favor of Monona Grove. The scoring didn't get started until the tail end of the first quarter with 23 seconds left. Monona Grove on the drive. Torn Young and took it over the right side for 25 yards and a 7-0 lead at that point for Monona Grove. But on the ensuing kickoff, A.J. Anderson of Edgewood took it back 92 yards for a score. The extra point was blocked, and thus it was 7-6. Monona Grove still clinging to lead. Then with 5 minutes left in the second quarter, it was Tyler Blang sneaking it from inside the one on 4th and goal, and Monona Grove with the extra point took a 14-6 lead. Edgewood got a 33-yard Jake Dragoo field goal with 1:47 left in the half, and then blocked a field goal on the final play of the half, and they thus are within 14-9 here at halftime. Chris, I think Edgewood would have liked to have taken advantage of a couple of chances there that they couldn't, but pretty much as he expected, each team mixing it up a little bit. Monona Grove mostly on the ground, but with some throwing too, and Edgewood doing what they're doing, pretty much what we expected here. The defense is really playing well.
True. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect from the score going into this game. I thought it could go a couple different ways. I thought it could be a little bit of a shootout. I also could have seen a kind of a defensive struggle as the cannon goes off in the back.
Don't let that alarm you.
Scared me for a second there. But we had a lot of penalties in the first quarter, and neither team really got into a rhythm. I think we kind of correctly predicted that would slow down a little bit as far as the penalties go, and it did. I think both teams kind of settled in, but I still think each team could really reach their stride the second half. So after the coaches have a chance to do a little chalk talk at halftime, really interested to see how these teams look in the third and fourth quarter.
For a game like this, Chris, take us inside a little bit. Your coach this isn't one of those games where either coach really isn't going in to chew his team out at halftime, but they're going through stuff. You have 15, 20 minutes or what do you do?
I think you really
unwind
have to
first, go
you
to the
have
bathroom,
to focus
get a
on the
drink
good
first?
try to put some of the mistakes and things like that away. Obviously, there was definitely a lack of discipline in that first quarter, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
On both sides of the ball, just too many penalties. And the key to me is going to be, if I'm talking to these kids, how are we creating momentum? How are we going to win this football game? You know, what are we doing offensively, defensively to put points on the board or stop the other team from putting points on the board? And we have to stay focused on that goal and stay disciplined and cut out all these penalties. You can deal with the penalties on Monday, but for tonight, you just got to try to do what you can to stop it.
So we'll start the second half here with Monona Grove to receive. Torn Young will be in the middle, and now Edgewood will break from the huddle, and they will get ready to kick it off here to start the second half. That's Jake Dragoo who will bring it out with the tee and place it down at the 40-yard line. As you see the Monona Grove receiving team ready to go. Young back there with Blang and Powers, the 3 deep for the Silver Eagles. And as I said in the first half, Chris, Madison Edgewood wants a share of the lead here in the conference. Actually, in conference play, these two teams are tied with Fort Atkinson at 2-0 in Southern Badger play. The first 2 weeks were crossover play, and Monona Grove won their 2 games, and Edgewood split. They beat Waunakee in that sensational seasonal opener. So here's a little bit of a trick, and Edgewood on the second half kickoff will get it, I think. Let's see, there's still some question on the field with that little pooch kick. The onside through the middle.
Wow.
That ball went the 10 yards. They have it at the 48-yard line.
Looks like Edgewood ball there.
It should be, I would think.
Refs are again conversating here. They've been doing a lot tonight.
See if we can see what. There's no flag on the play. The officials are talking it over.
I was waiting to see if they got it, but I'm going to say this. That was one of the most well-executed onside kicks I've ever seen at any level. That literally was perfect. And I've seen teams try to execute that style of onside kick. A little bit of almost a fake up front. Well executed. Literally could not have asked for a better play. Great call. Gutsy call, too, by Coach Minner.
Well, you have Wendler coming in there to fake kick it, and then Dragoo was the one who did the kick, and I think he got on it, too. It went, the ruck was at 10 yards. It went 12, so they have it at the Monona Grove 48-yard line. They'll try to strike quick here with a deep pass, and it is picked off. Picked off by Livesey. Back at the 15, inside the 15-yard line. So after the perfectly executed onside kick, Edgewood will give it away, and Monona Grove will get it back.
See,
as if they would have returned the kick anyway.
I know. Dunn here, letting that ball hang up once again. His receivers really got to go up and get the ball at its highest point. They coach that in receivers at all levels, and a couple times tonight, his receivers have to know where that ball is going to be and go up and get it or knock it down.
Wendler there has about a 3 or 4 inch height advantage on Livesey, but Livesey got a better position on the ball, and thus at the 23, Monona Grove takes over. They'll give it straight up the middle, and that was Young, I believe, who cracks the 25 and then is dragged down at the 27.
Just going back to that interception, tough play there. Really a missed opportunity. Edgewood coming out, trying to gain that momentum, get some back, and take it away from Monona Grove.
But I like Al Minert, though, with the kick and then try to strike quick.
I love it.
Yep.
He's trying to strike fast, put some points on the board. Hey, got to take chances sometimes.
27-yard line is where they put the ball down. 2nd down and 6. And the quarterback, Blang, keeps it along the left side. Got outside. I think that was a good fake through the middle, and there were only a few defenders, and he makes good yardage out to the 42-yard line. He'll pick up close to 15 yards and a first down for Monona Grove.
One of the most popular formations we've seen from Monona Grove tonight is that double wing tight set. The wings step back off the line a little bit. Almost looks like a little bit of a wing T formation. Again, Blang on the keeper with the fake give on the dive. Nice job. Blang all night has made some great decisions, choosing whether or not to keep or give to that running back, and he's kept most of the time, but very successful with it.
First down, they try to chew it up right through the middle with a quick hitter by Offerdahl, who doesn't get to carry it much, but did there. Hops up as he gets up off the pile. I like those linebackers who stick their nose in there so many times on defense. Love the chance to get a carry once in a while. So it'll be 3rd down coming up here. 2nd down at about 8 for Monona Grove. You know, Monona State Bank offers a full line of financial products and services designed to make your banking easy as well. Meet your specific financial goals too. Member FDIC. On second down, to the near side, Powers makes a nice adjustment and is pushed out of bounds inside the 20. And there's a flag though, so hold on, let's see for that. But in the near term, Powers made a nice adjustment. Dressler lost track of where the ball was. They'll mark the ball at the 18. Let's see what the flag is. And it'll go on Edgewood, a pass interference call as they got tangled up.
So we still start third quarter with a penalty flag.
But this one is beneficial for the offensive team for a change. And so that play goes all the way down to the 18-yard line.
Huge play there from Monona.
It's about 50 yards on that pass to the near side. Should say 40 yards. And so they'll have it at the 18-yard line. Offerdahl is the fullback, tight behind the quarterback. Lang keeps it, and down he goes. Hello. There to greet him was Michael Semro, and down went Blang outside the 20.
Edgewood able to corral Blang there. He's had a lot of success running the football. Not there. Number 78 Semro does a nice job of solving that riddle from Blang.
Ball at the 20-yard line, second down and 12. Early stages, third quarter here from Breitenbach Stadium in Middleton. Monona Grove leading by 5 and knocking on the door here. Offerdahl, bruising fullback, and churns out a couple of hard-earned yards. Back near the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard more.
Tackled by Semro and Megan.
It'll be third down and 9. Go ahead.
Had several fullback inside runs so far this quarter from Monona Grove. Interesting choice here. So I know they have some great talent. Obviously, both at quarterback with Blang, but also at their running back position.
So they're in the middle. They would like to at least get a little closer for a field goal try. Maybe take 2 downs to make the 9 yards. Blang from the spread. He'll keep it on the quarterback keeper. Breaks a tackle and gets down just inside the 10. He's going to be awfully close.
Carries to the 10-yard line.
Broke a tackle from Tom Hellebrand, I believe it was, who was in the ball game.
4th and 1.
It's just inside the 10. He has to get to the 9, so it's 4th down and less than a yard here for Monona Grove.
Watch for the keeper here. They've ran it once before. It's a great play with this down and distance.
Papa Jimmy's Pizzeria, hometown tradition, homemade good. Thank you, Papa Jimmy's Pizzeria, for 18 years. 4th and a yard, less than a yard. And hold on to everything. A whistle and a timeout is called as Mike Stassi wants to talk this one over with 7:44 left in the third. They got up to the line and almost ran the play before they called the timeout. That was a little odd. Maybe they saw something they didn't like.
Look for the quick snap here too. First sound, probably a non-normal cadence. Might be trying to catch Edgewood off guard here.
Good crowd here tonight at Breitenbach Stadium. Sweatshirts, maybe a little pullover.
This guy's wearing some shorts.
There you go. Good for him.
He's not giving up yet.
He's tough.
The football player.
So in the Badger South, it's Monona Grove, Edgewood, and Fort Atkinson all tied at 2-0. Fort Atkinson is also 4-0 along with MG. Edgewood, their one loss came in week 2 after they defeated Waunakee. They lost to DeForest, and Al Minard kind of joked about that. Chris, they came off the big win over Waunakee only to face another great team in DeForest, and they lost 26-13.
It was a close game, and actually I talked to one of their assistant coaches for the game. That last touchdown was kind of a junk touchdown. So almost
they get the first down and more as Brady Blang takes the pitch from his brother and hot foots it to the end zone, beating everybody around the left side.
Blang, that's all you got to say. Right there. We're going to get a replay on this one. Blang to Blang connection there.
Blang, blang, right?
There you go.
And a good block by Young there to seal it.
See, Monona Grove did a nice job sealing the edge, allowing Blang to cut to the sidelines. And just then it's just a foot race to see who can get to the end zone quicker.
And Shurkart will kick it for Monona Grove. They're up 20-9. The extra point is bang through. It's good. 21-9, 7:39. The time remaining in the third quarter. Monona Grove has a little more breathing room. We'll come back for the kickoff on Madison CW57.
When you're ready, help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at ServPro, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
So on fourth down, Chris, they get not only the first down but the touchdown, and Monona Grove now has a little more room to work with.
You know, Monona Grove really hitting their stride. Since that second quarter, looking back, I think they started to get some momentum. As soon as they got rid of the turnovers, I was seeing more consistency offensively, and they just look more comfortable out there right now. Starting to put a little, as Jim, you just said, put a little bit of distance points-wise between them and Edgewood. And this is a kind of a scary time for Edgewood right here, because they're going to need to put some points on the board here, because I don't see Monona Grove slowing down really at all right now. So this is a critical drive for Edgewood.
Here's a little punch kick as MG tries to fancy it up a little bit on the kickoff. Edgewood on top of it, and it'll get good field position at the 40. So you think Tyler Blang, the senior quarterback, wanted to change that play in the huddle and not give his little brother a chance to shine? No, let me keep it.
I'm sure he probably said, get in the end zone, or we'll talk
or
later.
else. I'll beat you up when we get home.
That's got to be an interesting dinner table in the Blang household.
So at the 40-yard line, Monona Grove kicks it off. Edgewood manages to hold on to it, and they have good field position to start.
I think we've seen more different kickoff styles this game than I maybe ever have in one of our CW football games here.
And here is Anderson trying to get outside. He is tackled by Lippiat, who offers a good play, but I think he got a little piece of the face mask. 5 yards back, so a good play turns into, looks like something good for the offense.
So A.J. Anderson had the big kickoff return for a touchdown. Yeah, definitely a horse collar there by number 54 from Monona Grove, Brock Lippiat.
So they'll mark that off as a personal foul. Yep.
That is a play they will call very quick. I think, Jim, you'd agree. As soon as they see that next snap and you grab the back of that those football pads, they are throwing that flag. So you really have to be careful.
And you were wise to see that it was a horse collar and not a face mask, but the same thing for the defense there. Same gain for the offense. Done the fake. Flare out. Dragoo eludes one tackler and gets to about the 45-yard line. Students at Madison Media Institute are given hands-on training from Grammy and Emmy award-winning faculty. Sounds good. Visit mediainstitute.edu. It all starts here.
I'm still waiting to get the call for a PhD level class that we'll be teaching.
You want to teach it?
I think we should teach it. Show them how it's done, John.
Gain of 3 to the 46.
Bring the whole crew. We're gonna,
yeah, exactly. Our great crew could teach a lot. Absolutely. Dunn, pump fake. Now down the seam. Dragoo is there, but he can't get underneath it. Oh, he was open, and Dunn just left it a little bit long.
You can see Dunn slam his hands together. I think he knew he had that one. Just a little bit off in the pass, but Dunn continues. I mean, he just like any other quarterback we've seen in these games. You're going to have a few that are off, but Dunn really does throw a nice football, and I can see why Coach Minert has that confidence in him to do a little more passing this year, and almost changing the way that Coach Minert views offense here in 2013. So, Dunn's impressed me tonight. He's a leader out there, and totally understand the praise that's been heaped on him this year.
From the MG 46, 3rd down and 7 from the gun. Rush comes. Good night. Zach Stinson. Sack number 2, I believe, on the night, and number 11 for the year as he goes into double digits, and that takes him definitely out of any type of thought of kicking a field goal here.
One of the first times we've seen that. We talked about the Edgewood offensive line. They were a little bit undersized. That time they truly were just overpowered, maybe a little miscommunication up front. Just no chance for Bobby Dunn to do much of anything.
Stinson is MG's version of J.J. Watt.
Good player.
So Young back to receive the punt, creeping up now. That is 22. Dragoo to kick it. Snap is good, and the rush was on, but he gets off an excellent kick, and they'll surround that one smartly. And just outside the 15-yard line, MG takes over. 5:39 remaining here in the 3rd, and they're nursing a 21-9 lead.
Dragoo is quite the leg, both kicking and punting.
Edgewood is first in the conference in passing yards per game by quite a margin, Chris. They average 203 yards coming in, and this is for all games, all 4 games. Next in line is Fort Atkinson at 150. Monona Grove, on the other hand, leads the conference in rushing by a hefty margin, over 300 yards. And as a team, Chris, they average 8.5 a carry and almost 280 yards a game.
That is really impressive. And big kudos to the big boys up front, the offensive line. They could not get stats like that without a great offensive line.
Offerdahl, the big fullback, in the open field and bangs it up over the 30-yard line. And 12 for him and a first down for MG.
I think we're going to get a quick SLS replay here. Running right off that left edge. You can see the edge is just sealed. Plenty of running room for Monona Grove.
I'm not sure they knew he had the ball at first. He doesn't get it very often.
They do a nice job of really holding their fangs. Blank's done a nice job. I think even I've seen the cameras even juke just a little bit, and I've even caught myself a couple times kind of wondering where the ball was.
And this time it's Young, rips through a big hole in the middle and blast out near the 40, just short of another first down.
I think it makes it even tougher to defend when you really do have a quarterback that can run the football extremely well. You have to respect really both options, and that's when an option system works well, when you have 2 great options to give or to keep. Either way, the defense, it can be confusing.
And Chris, we've talked about Edgewood having a smaller roster. They're banged up. We're halfway through the 3rd quarter now, and these runs for MG are getting a little bit longer, and they are controlling the clock, although not here. Oh, down in a heap after making that reception. Good play from the defensive backfield for Edgewood. By who? Parker Athens? I think it was Parker Alstins, rather. Alstein's a linebacker. So they move it back inside the 35 at the 33-yard line.
And Jim, back to your point, I have noticed that as well. These runs are getting a little bit longer. They were starting to move the ball a little better up until kind of the last few plays here, but we'll see it. I think that's going to play a role as we move forward. I think this Edgewood team might be getting a little winded.
Loss of 6 on that pass play, so it's 3rd down and about 13. Lang out to his big tight end for the first time tonight. Riley Jackson, I believe, is the one who made the catch, but not enough, or it will be enough for the first down. I beg your pardon. They get it out to the 44-yard line. They do pick it up.
Really a perfect route run right there. He ran it right to the first down marker. A lot of times we see players run it a yard or 2 before their first down marker. Like the way he stretched that route a little bit to get the first down.
Picked up 11 to the 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Monona Grove converts a key 3rd down, keeps the drive alive. Offerdahl tried to squeeze through a narrow hole and then is dragged down after a short gain. Chris, Serve Pro of Madison, when you need it done right and you need it done fast, call 221-1818. That's Serve Pro of Madison, all your fire and water emergency restoration needs. Give them a call. At the 48, 2nd down and 7. Lang will keep it, picks a hole, now chooses the outside, races to the edge, and is brought down. Great open field tackle there by the defense of Edgewood, and that was Evan Bondock who got outside to make the tackle.
Bondock did a great job. As you can see here he comes running in. Takes a great angle right there. Perfect angle. Stretching that field. Blank had nowhere to go. Great job defensively there by Evan Bondock to stretch Blank out a little bit so he could make the tackle.
So it'll be at the 46-yard line of Edgewood, and they'll have third down and less than a yard. Third down and about 2/3 of a yard. Offerdahl up close. Blang will keep it, gets the first down, converts it over the 45, and they'll keep the ball moving. They'll keep possession, keep the clock moving, and everything going now for Madison Edgewood, or for Monona Grove, beg your pardon.
And this is a very methodical drive. You can see they're slowing down the tempo. Nothing fast-paced here. Working some clock. I think they definitely are well aware of the situation here, well aware of the control that they're able to show right now. So they are absolutely milking it for all it's worth.
And our first down's brought to us by Serve Pro. 1st and 10 from the 44 of Edgewood. Blang to keep it again around the edge. Had the edge, then elects to cut back into traffic and gets to the 40. All right. Keeps the ball in play, avoids going out of bounds, and gets about 4 yards out of it.
And again, they're just moving the ball 4, 6, 7 yards. Nothing overly long. They're not passing. This is a chance, as a former O-lineman, at several different levels, no matter if it was high school, playing semi-pro ball. I always love these games where your coach just said, all right, guys, it's on you right now. They're relying on their offensive line. It's one of their strengths, and they're using it right now to move the ball.
And they're keeping it for near the entirety of the second half of the third quarter. Young looking for room. Flag goes by him. He's met in the open field after a short game. Dressler there to drag him down up from his free safety position. And an injured Crusader down there as well. That's Snyder holding his head as he is
get the replay here, see if we
prone
can.
On the turf.
Can't see too much. You see Snyder grappling there.
Good play by Wrestler on the tackle. Now Snyder is rolled over on his back, and they're looking at his right leg. All this with just a little over a minute to go here in the third, and hopefully that is nothing serious. Flag is down there. It was a hold, so that play, it looks like we'll go back. Let's take it to a break here. We'll take a break. A minute 16 left in the third. Game controlled by MG 21-9. We'll be back.
Tonight's Player of the Game is brought to you by Kaiser Ford. A Kaiser buyer is a wiser buyer.
Madison has changed a lot since 1925, but at Kaiser Automotive, there's one thing that will never change, and that is our promise to providing low-volume prices and a superior level of customer service the Kaiser name has been known for over 8 decades. Take home a new 2014 Ford Fusion SC for $21,929, or lease it for $199 a month, or lease the 2014 Ford Escape for just $194 a month. Experience the new Kaiser Ford Lincoln off the Beltline at Todd Drive or at KaiserOnline.com.
So that injured player Snyder gets up and is back to the bench area for Madison Edgewood, where they take a look at him. He is a two-way player for the Crusaders, a big loss if he cannot continue tonight. They're evaluating him on the sideline. Ball goes back to their own 49-yard line. It'll be second down and about 15 or so. Flying over the middle, Powers there, and this pass was incomplete. Glue-like coverage there by Dressler, who was in position to make a play himself.
Again, Blang to Powers. He loves looking for Powers on those deep routes. And they've had some success tonight, but nothing real deep. And that was a great opportunity there. They've been so close. You keep feeling like they're going to break one here tonight at some point.
So Snyder is continued to be worked on the Edgewood bench. It'll bring up third down, actually about 16 here for Monona Grove. Riley Jackson will go wide to the left. In the slot will be Brady Blang, who scored a touchdown earlier from the gun. Approaching the end of the third, and the whistle blows it stop, and MG, Chris, will burn another timeout. They're down to 1. The good news for them, with a minute 7 in the third, they're up by 21-9, but there goes another precious timeout.
You know, we've seen that in some games this year where coaches are burning up their timeouts and they do get to a fourth quarter situation where they need it, where they need to stop the clock, could use that chance to maybe slow down momentum of the other team. So this is a gutsy call here to burn through 2 this early.
It is another just picture-perfect night for football here in southern Wisconsin. It's getting a little cooler, and quite frankly, I'm ready for that. And it's just a beautiful fall-like night here tonight. And boy, oh boy, Chris, this is week 5. It's hard to believe we're already past the halfway point after tonight. And then the weather hopefully will hold out, and we'll have some good days coming up. But it's been great so far.
Yeah,
we haven't had an ounce
beautiful fall.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. No rain.
None
we
of the
got
Friday
really
nights.
lucky with weather, I think, last season as well.
Nothing so far. I mean, we did one Thursday night game last week, and
got our first, first East Side game coming up in a couple weeks. We'll call it.
So now they will be a little bit innovative here with 4 receivers off to the right. Flag goes. Blang, the quarterback, will go through. They get the first down. He needed to get to the 35. He gets inside the 35, but a flag at the line of scrimmage, and maybe that was a little bit too fancy by Monona Grove. It's an illegal procedure. Oh, boy. That's your formation that you break out once or twice a season. You execute it for a first down on 3rd long. Goes right the way you want it to, but somebody moved, and it's called back.
Now, aren't they supposed to blow that dead? I thought that was a pre-snap foul.
Might have been right at the snap. You're right. Usually they do. Maybe the players just didn't hear the whistle.
Yeah, this has been, I think, on both sides of the ball, a frustrating experience with the guys in black and white tonight.
This will not go down as a clinic for smooth football here tonight. A little jagging on both sides all through the game. So the ball back to their 44-yard line. So
and even MG, that's a really tough penalty because they kept it conservative, but still gave themselves an opportunity to get the first, and actually did get the first. Obviously, it gets called back, but those are kind of that's a low risk play or low probability play. Typically, you're not going to get that 3rd and 17.
Goes to 3rd and 22, and they'll keep it very conservative with Offerdahl, the big fullback, plowing into Edgewood territory, but still about 13 yards short of the first, and so they'll have to kick.
Look at the SLS replay here. You see Offerdahl, just no real room there. Edgewood with a nice job, and he would have, again, Coach Stassi keeping it conservative. I think he's just looking to advance the ball a little bit. It wasn't expected necessarily to get the first on that.
Offerdahl is one of those guys, and I say this only half jokingly, Chris. I think he looks for contact when he's running. I think he desires contact. He wants to bang into somebody.
He reminds me of Bruzewitz from Memorial, who we've seen a couple times this year. But yeah, similar build, similar character on the field. But
doesn't know what to do when he's in the open field.
Every team's got a few of those guys. As Coach Mitter reminded. He was telling a couple stories while I was talking to some of the guys, and he said, yeah, Candy was usually the guy asking me if we could not be in pads today.
True.
It was true. Even at when I played for the Mustang, I don't know, I saved the pads for the game day. I'm a game day pad player.
You called yourself the thinker.
I'm a thinker, man.
So
Cerebral football player. That's why I can never play defense. A little too reckless for me.
Well, another penalty there on MG. Adding to the long list we've already had tonight, so they'll punt from now inside their own territory, about the 47. And Blang gets off a high wobbler, and Dorn's going to call fair catch and go down to make the grab at the 26-yard line. That one might have been one to just let bounce and go wherever it wanted to.
He caught it.
Yeah, you're right. So Edgewood now has a little work to do at their 26. They will have 5 ticks left here, and then the fourth quarter.
And then you see the clock on. After we had our first quarter, which it took a little longer than a typical high school football game, first or second quarter. Here we have the third, which is really cruising along here.
So here's the quarterback, Dunn, on a rare run for him, a designed run, it looked like, out over the 30-yard line. That'll bring the third quarter to a close. So Edgewood has it. They have the ball, but it's a 2-score at least game for them. They need to score a couple of touchdowns to get back in it. Fourth quarter coming up. Edgewood trying to come from behind, and Monona Grove trying to hold on to the lead. This is high school football on Madison CW 57.
Where do they get the energy? No running! Yes, I see you.
Honestly, it's fun for me just to watch them have fun.
Really?
Whether you are a kid or just want to act like one, welcome to Kalahari. And right now, we're welcoming you with our best deals at KalahariResorts.com/deals.
Grandma's gonna love this.
My cousin's mother's grandfather's uncle married a Steinhoffel, so that makes me family, right?
It's spelled Miller, but it's really pronounced Steinhoffel.
My grandfather always said that Mr. John Steinhoffel was like a brother to him.
It's Steinhoffel's Employee Family Price Sale. Get 35% off and no payments for 24 months.
Our name was Steinhoffel. They changed it at Ellis Island.
So get your story straight and get to our Employee Family Price Sale, because right now you're just like family.
Well, and what will go down as the shortest quarter break ever. Edgewood runs
We're
a
not
play.
expecting that.
No, not at all. Wendler had a pass here on the near side on the throw from Dunn. Wendler made a nice attempt on the sideline to haul it in, but could not quite do it. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Edgewood. They're on their own 32-yard line.
Get your 4 fingers up, folks. 4th quarter. Edgewood looking to make a play here. This is going to be a huge drive for them as they look to put some points on the board.
And the defense creeping up there, and that'll be an offside. Offerdahl racing up from his middle linebacker spot to show blitz. I think, maybe he got somebody to move. He did. Yeah. It'll go on Edgewood.
You can
Bobby
see
Dunn
the
just can't believe it.
Oh, Bobby Dunn's face.
We feel for you, Bobby. We're right there with you. As far as the flags in this game here tonight, just laden with yellow flags all over the field, all during the game. We had a little part of the second, maybe in third quarters where we didn't have many, but we're right back to them. And so Edgewood will move back a little bit, and they'll snap it from their 27.
Well, we have a second here, Jim. Let's talk about Monona State Bank. Monona State Bank offers a full line of financial products and services designed to make your banking easy, as well as meet your specific financial goals. Member FDIC.
Third down and about 9. Dunn double pumps, throws to the left side. Wendler there, makes the catch. But guess what? A flag at the catch.
No.
Catch for a first down to the 44-yard line.
Stop it.
Gain of 17, and I think this one will stick, as we might have had a defensive pass interference call.
Yep, defensive.
It was. Declined, and so Edgewood will take the gain, and a nice one it is, out to their 44, and their drive is alive.
These refs are going to need a Halls or some sort of throat lozenge after this game.
Well, and they're going to need to get
some hot tea.
They're going to need to get their arms rubbed down from pulling that flag out and throwing it up in the air. Serve pro first down. Here's Dunn, little inside shovel, and tripped up, and going nowhere was Jack Dunn, I believe.
Another brother connection.
Yep. Two of one on each side here tonight, yeah. That play may have been open, but Jack Dunn was just tripped up, and it goes for no gain, 2nd and 10. It's a play that Brett Favre liked, right? That little inside shovel.
It's a great play if you can catch your defense off guard. It's also a very dangerous play. Obviously, that ball is a high percentage of being dropped.
2nd down. They'll overload the right. Dunn has time to the near side. It is complete and out of bounds inside the 45. Bryce Hafer, the 5'11 junior, making a nice hands grab at the 44-yard line of MG.
I think there's another flag, though.
You've got to be kidding me.
Bobby Dunn with an excellent pass there. Right to the sidelines. Hafer with a nice catch. We'll see if it sticks. See guys walking back.
And the Edgewood players are walking back. The officials will map this one out. Honest to goodness, now, Chris, we've been kidding about it a lot, but my goodness, I know it's a hold, and you have to call them when you see them, but as in any sport, umpires in baseball, referees in basketball, sometimes walking into the building and you look and see who's going to be officiating, and you're in for a tough night. And I have a feeling that both these teams I've got to think that this crew is regarded as a flag-happy crew.
They must be. I have just never seen so many flags in one game. And to your point, Jim, I mean, you have to call it when you see them, but I don't know. Are they just seeing a lot of penalties, or maybe they getting a little ticky-tacky here?
Here we're going to have a double pass. Wendler to the middle. Hafer makes the grab, knocked away, and then to the ground. Hafer almost had another grab at it. Eisenberger there to break it up. It goes incomplete.
So you've seen Coach Minard, kind of maybe step out of his comfort zone a little bit this half. Onside kick to start the half. You see the double pass here. I like the aggressiveness. I think he's trying to put his team in position to win, doing something a little bit different. Sometimes you have to do that when a tough football game like this.
Second down, third down, about 23 for the Crusaders. And they'll keep it on the round, give it to the hands of their defense. Very tough to throw anything there. So with 10.5, a little over 10.5 minutes, Edgewood is forced to give the ball back. And a story here developing, no flag called on that play, no flag thrown. That is a story.
Hold on, you never know.
But MG will get it back with a chance to chop a little more time off this clock. Edgewood has to score 2 touchdowns to get back in it, and a whistle before the snap. What else is new?
All
right, this one, okay, I'll take that back. A little snide there on my part. It was a timeout by MG. That's the reason for the stoppage.
They are now out of timeout. Something to real quick here, Jim. We're going to talk a little bit about Papa Jimmy's Pizza.
We have got to get there, do we not?
We do have to get there.
All right, let's
do it.
Papa
Jimmy's Pizzeria, hometown tradition, homemade good. Thank you for 18 years of service.
I am done talking. I want action here. We're going to get to Papa Jimmy's for some pizza.
Well,
after work, you and me,
call Papa
come
Jimmy's.
on.
We're going to be on the east side in 2 weeks. Someone's got to make it happen. Crew likes to get pizza before. Let's get it from Papa Jimmy's.
Let's do it. Speaking of our crew, Chris, I want to take time to thank them and everybody who helps out here on these broadcasts. And we kid around a lot, but those guys get here early.
They do.
And they stay late. And
they put up with us,
and they have a lot of stuff to tear down and bring back, and a lot of technical stuff to do during games, stuff you don't see or hear, but it comes out smoothly on a broadcast.
Big thank you to those guys. They work hard.
Absolutely. They do a great job, and we're appreciative of their efforts. It's a love fest here. And so Edgewood will kick it. Dragoo has to get it off quickly. He does. It's a liner, nobody back. MG was up there guarding against the fake, and that's going to cost them as they'll have it deep inside their own territory. I think that was probably the good thing to do, Chris, although maybe they could have had one back, but they were very, very leery of a fake, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, it's a gutsy play call there.
So they'll have it at their 4-yard line.
I think Coach Minard might have used up all of his trick plays here so far. I don't know if I'd expect a fake on that one.
We've had some things a little bit different by each team here tonight, including a successful onside kick to open the second half by Edgewood.
Now something to watch here. Oh, excuse me, Jim. We have 10 minutes to go. During the last Monona Grove drive, they really worked a lot of clock, so really keep an eye on this. 10 minutes to start. This is going to be a heck of a drive if they can put one in the end zone, but we're going to see what they can do here, work some time off the clock.
From their 4, Jackson is split to the right. Not surprising, they'll run it with Tyler Blang, their quarterback.
Blang carried.
Brings it over the 5.
For a gain of about 3 yards.
Mark it, let's call it the 8-yard line.
2nd and 7.
Picked up almost 4. Clock ticking, much to Monona Grove's delight.
I think Monona Grove's just thinking 4, 5 yards. I'll play here. That's all they need. Keep the ball on the ground.
If they can get a couple first downs, they could bring it down to 6 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
5
I think
minutes.
This clock will start going fast. The way that the pace that they're going at, go down real fast.
Blang again, breaks a tackle. There's a first down and more through another tackle attempt, and finally ushered off the turf into the Edgewood sideline over the 30-yard line.
31-yard line where he's knocked out of bounds.
Blank continues to be a threat. running the football. And when I heard his numbers at, what was it, 13 yards a carry, Jim, I believe?
Yep, almost.
You see on the replay here, he's so strong in that lower body, able to really bounce off tacklers and create space for himself. But, you know, when I heard 13 yards, I thought, no way, it can't be 13 yards. But after seeing it tonight, I completely understand why. He's really had a great game.
24 on the carry there. Torrin Young over the right side, another sizable chunk of real estate, almost 10, about 9 there on first down. So quickly they have it from inside their 10 out to their 40, and they take a couple minutes off the clock as well.
Another nice run by Monona Grove. Now they might be going too fast here. Move the ball. Had the ball for a little over a minute. Already moved it about 35 yards.
Well, they've already gotten one victory here by punching it out to near midfield. Now, even if they're stopped, they're going to pin Edgewood deep, one would think, on a punt. They're going to depend on the legs here of Tyler Blang a lot. This time it's a little tougher. Wiggles for about a yard. It'll be third. He got close. Will they measure here? Let's see. That's going to be very close to the first down. And they'll say it is. Yep, not much, but enough to move the chains.
Remember, the clock does. Oh, wait, hold on. Clock does stop on a first down, similar to college.
It did not there. I can tell you that because it kept rolling. So maybe they had already marked it in play after the stoppage. We'll see. Whatever the case, Edgewood doesn't seem to think it was a problem. Monona Grove just kind of slowly squeezing the life out of Edgewood here. Young to the right and bursts through a tackle and then is upended near the 48-yard line.
Monona Grove running a few stretch plays here. Got to be careful to keep that ball in bounds. Their objective right now is to methodically move this ball down the field. Keep the ball in bounds, work some clock. You see Blang on the handoff there to Young. Nice job stretching the ball a little bit.
And I saw a lot of guys running around Jaden Gall.
I don't think you want to run into the mauler.
No.
Coach Stassi would call.
That was a gain of 6. Here's another run by Blang. He gets near the first down, crosses the 50. Had to get to the 49 for first. It looks like he'll do that. And time rolls on here for Monona Grove.
Monona Grove playing much more discipline now. As soon as they started slowing the ball down a little bit, you've noticed the penalties have really decreased exponentially since they started doing that in the second half. Nice job by their offense to really cut that out of their game. It was a major hindrance in the first half.
4 more to the Edgewood 47. Monona Grove just grinding it down here. Took the ball with 10 minutes. They've already taken 3 minutes off the clock. Blang following his fullback after the fake. About 3 to the 44-yard line. And a late flag here might have been a little extra push and shove there at the end.
Jim, while we got a second, I want to remind our folks to call Serve Pro of Madison at 221-1818 for all of your fire and water emergency restoration needs. Serve Pro of Madison, like it never happened.
So I'm not quite sure what that call was, Chris. I thought it was for a personal foul, but then he did something. Let's see it again here.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it is. The personal foul as the Edgewood players got a little bit frustrated there at the end.
See, keeping an eye on that clock. Worked about 3 minutes off. Already moved the ball.
Yep, that's a big one. A whopper of 15 yards.
About 60 yards so far.
Yep.
So nice drive here by Monona Grove. And doing it with the run there. Again, the big shout out to the offensive line of Monona Grove. Jake Galt, their lead dog. So he's been leading those guys tonight back on the field. But they're all playing well.
Ball at the 29. And they'll take a little time at the line of scrimmage. The Monona Grove sideline undoubtedly helping Blang with that play clock. Young will have it. A little counter to the right. Banging, bumping, bumper car to about the 26. And you see the time remaining. And it's a 2-score game, and Monona Grove is on the verge of punching it in again here.
And even a field goal here, if they do indeed end this drive with a field goal, is really going to pretty much seal this game up for them, the way that they've been able to move the football, I think.
Gain of 5, ball at the 25. Gain of 4, should say. And Blang is just going to keep on running. Why not? Sure-handed, smart quarterback. Will do the right thing. Goes down in a heap outside the 20.
As you mentioned earlier in the third, Jim, you thought, hey, these Edgewood defensive players might be getting a little tired, some of these longer drives, and I think you're starting to see that, kind of effect over time, if you will. They definitely look a little tired, a little worn down, but they've been on the field for a lot of minutes here in this second half, and this entire offensive line for Monona Grove is very talented and a lot of big guys.
3rd and a yard, ball at the 20. Blang will keep it again. Why not? This time a little more space to work. Converts the first down, gets it down to the 10. 10-yard gain. And it'll be 1st and goal, it looks like, for the Silver Eagles.
Blang chooses to keep on that little read option play there.
That'll send a few more of the Edgewood faithful for the exits. Just a methodical drive. They took over inside their own 10-yard line after they opted not to have anybody back on an Edgewood punt guarding against the fake. So they had a long way to go, and now the Monona Grove offense is really starting to crank it up, and those offensive linemen are starting to take control. Short gain there for Young.
I mean, these are the kind of drives that just really take the wind out of your sails. There's, like, even when Edgewood gets this ball back, it's just going to be tough. I think mentally, you're a little out of it after a drive like this. They put together, we started at 10 minutes on the dot. We're going to push past 6 minutes here in a second. That's a really, really long drive, starting on their own 3. I mean, they're looking to go 97 yards for a touchdown here in the fourth quarter. Just really impressive.
Ball at the 7. And flag there. Why not? We started with a lot of penalties. Maybe we'll end up with penalties as Brady Blang got the pitch, the motion man there, but it was an offside call on the defense. So Monona Grove will take it.
You know what, folks? Do you love video games? Pursue a rewarding career in game art and animation at Madison Media Institute. Visit mediainstitute.edu. It all starts here. Yeah, we talk about having a great offensive line. It allows you to do just what Monona Grove is doing here. Control the clock, control the number of plays that are ran. This is why, teams at all levels really need to build around a high-quality offensive line.
Ball at the 4 after the half the distance. There's a good stiff defensive play by Madison Edgewood as they sent Offerdahl back. And Offerdahl having a little trouble getting up. I think he was looking for somebody there. Didn't like being stuffed as he ran it to the hole. Yep.
33 for Edgewood with a nice stick late in the game here. Offerdahl, I think his own team pushed him down. I think they heard him looking for somebody right there. There we go. He's getting a little. The ref's talking to him a little bit.
So they're trying to nip that in the bud. We saw that last week in our game, Chris, an unfortunate incident at the end of the West Memorial game. 3rd down and a yard for MG. Blang brings it up, takes a lot of time to get it set. Still standing, now finally ducks under. Takes it himself, needs a yard for the first, very little after that for the score, and he gets it. The second time tonight, Tyler Blang has snuck it a yard for a touchdown, and that'll be a game sealer right there, makes it 27-9.
And I think that really kind of a microcosm of this game, especially in the second half. Monona Grove, just an absolutely one of the most impressive drives we've probably seen all year. 7 minutes and 11 seconds, final tally there, 97 yards. Very, very impressive. Tyler Blank finishing it off, had a great game.
So Sherkart with the kick. That one might have been tipped, and it is no good as it fell short. Caught in the end zone. That's a dead ball. Doesn't matter that much, though, as MG pushes their lead to 27-9 with 2 minutes and 49 seconds left. Very, very impressive. Echoing what Chris said. It is 27-9, Monona Grove. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Brian Lee of Open Seating. I hope you can join me this week as I get to sample a lot of great things, from cocktails to raw fish, with my guests from Wonder Bar, Coffee Cup, Firehouse Subs, and Vom Fass. So stay tuned all week on the CW 57.
(27-9) with 2 minutes and 49 seconds left, and this is what is known in the business, Chris, as a tease. We're going to soon name our player of the game tonight, brought to us by Kaiser Ford Lincoln, player of the game. I'll let you wait a little bit on that.
You got to let the tease sink in.
Several good candidates tonight. You know, we could give it to the official who threw the least flags tonight. Or perhaps give it to the whole crew.
It might have been equal. I don't know.
I think if we called the people at the Guinness Book of World Records, we may have a record for flags thrown in a high school football game.
I would not doubt it.
All right, sarcasm over.
Hashtag sarcasm.
Just doing their job.
Oh, that's a
short kick, line drive. Anderson takes this one as one of the up blockers there. He takes it for about 10 yards to the 45.
That landed square in the chest. Good catch. See the kick right? Bam! There you go.
A rifle shot. Right?
Nice catch. That's I've seen plays like that gone awry with that kind of force that can easily bounce off your chest. Nice catch by Anderson.
And Anderson took one back 92 for a score earlier tonight in the first quarter. That time was lined up in an upward position and managed to get a return there as well of about 10 yards to the 45. Edgewood wants to, of course, finish this one out nicely. And Al Minard coach team will not go down easily, although they get there. I want to mention too, Chris, something we haven't tonight for those who don't know. Many perhaps do, but the Minard family is, they've had, Al of course is the coach. He's had several of his sons come through and play football, and Alex Minard is on the coaching staff now at Edgewood. But Al's daughter, Sophia Minard, you may see her, you are familiar with her perhaps from Bucks and Brewers broadcast, doing a little, for lack of a better phrase, sideline reporting, although there are no sidelines in baseball. But she does an excellent job, and she is part of the Minard clan.
I remember the first time I saw her, I was watching a Brewers game, and I literally had to Google her name just to make sure it's the same Minard, because I remember her shagging footballs when I was in high school. And her and Alex, and I saw Alex this week, and he gave me a big smile, and he's like, "Yeah, you probably remember me when I was a little bit younger." I smiled right back and said, "Yep, I definitely remember you, your sister, your brothers, everybody." So it's always been a family affair from the Minard family, and always special for me to get to see Coach, and one of the best coaches here in Wisconsin, and great career here at Edgewood.
And Jack Dunn carries it up to the 50-yard line. It'll be fourth down here for the Crusaders.
Get a quick replay here as the clock winds down. You see Monona Grove. Dunn taking a lick there here at the end of the game. Got to be careful, Coach. Keep these quarterbacks healthy.
So at 4th and 6, Edgewood will kick it away. And really, Chris, Sophia Minard is an up-and-comer in the business. She's got the job already with the Brewers Fox Sports, with a major league team covering and doing broadcasts for a major league team. Don't be surprised if she ends up at a big-time network here sometime soon.
I would not be shocked. Love to see it.
She knows her stuff. And she is a very, very nice young lady as well. Helped me with a project once and couldn't thank her enough. That ball goes into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20 for Monona Grove. They'll take a knee a couple of times, and this one will be history. Maybe only once. So a good, hard-fought victory here for the Silver Eagles. There, I almost call them the Golden Eagles again. And they'll move to 5-0, Chris, and 3-0 in the Badger South. And it looks like another typical year for Mike Stassi. They've gone more than halfway now without a defeat, and I would look for them to make another deep playoff run this year.
I think this is one of the, we've done this is our second Badger game this year, and as we look to branch out a little bit, and been very impressed with the Badger Conference. A lot of teams kind of in the outskirts of Madison, but as people from Madison kind of move out to these suburbs and areas nearby, I think the teams are changing, and the dynamic of these teams is changing, and they're improving very fast. Teams like DeForest, I remember DeForest when I was in high school, and they were not as strong as they are today.
And there goes the knee one more time from Monona Grove, and that'll kick us out. And the remaining seconds will tick off. While the teams gather here and then arrange themselves for the post-game handshake, we'll take a break. When we come back, we will name our Kaiser Ford Lincoln Player of the Game. We will do that when we return. Our final score here tonight, Monona Grove
got him.
Wins it 27-9.
I wish we had a camera in the
And
booth.
you just didn't, you may have heard it, but you didn't see your local announcer just jump almost out of the booth with that cannon blast here at the end of the game. I'll check and make sure I didn't do anything else that we don't want to talk about. We'll come back. 27-9 Monona Grove. This is high school football on Madison CW 57.
I came back to save the city. I failed.
You have failed this city.
But what doesn't kill me only makes me sharper.
I think I'm gonna pray for you.
Hood copycats. They don't have your restraints.
Where you been? Arrow season premiere Wednesday, October 9th on the CW.
27-9, our final score here at Breitenbach Stadium in Middleton. A very impressive win, Chris, for Monona Grove. And Mike Stassi and company have a lot to be proud of, but so do Elminert and the Crusaders tonight. They fought very well.
They did. It was a good game. A lot of penalties today. I'm sure the coaches will both have a lot to say when they're watching film on Monday. But, really impressive game and two good football teams. Monona Grove really showed us something tonight, showed how dominant they can be up front. Great O-line, great front seven. I think this team is going to be a force to be reckoned with here in the Badger.
And Chris, it is a tradition that is sweeping the nation.
Definitely.
It is getting bigger and bigger every week. It is time again for our Kaiser Ford Lincoln Player of the Game.
Let's get it.
Tonight's Kaiser Player of the Game is
Tyler Blang, Monona Grove.
He did not have a spectacular night, Chris, but he did score a couple times, guided the team very well, had a chunk of rushing yards.
Pretty spectacular.
Made a few nice passes as well.
Tyler had a great game.
Okay, it was spectacular.
Two
he had 700 yards rushing, 500
Don't let
passing.
him sell you short. He just jumped at the cannon, Tyler, if you're watching. So Tyler Blang had a great game tonight, really controlled the offense, did a great job both on the field, really leading his team. Whenever they needed a tough first down, he was there with his legs and just kept the football moving all night. I was very impressed and continued that average, 13 yards a carry as a quarterback. I don't know what he had tonight rushing, but I'm pretty confident he's probably keeping that average intact.
So congratulations to Tyler Blang for being tonight's Kaiser Ford Lincoln Player of the Game. Remember, a Kaiser buyer is a wiser buyer. Well, Chris and I are going to pitch a tent here and sleep here for the week because we'll be right back here next week as we move back into the Big 8, and the homestanding Middleton Cardinals will host Verona. Each of those teams, Chris, chasing Sun Prairie, which is the top-ranked big school in the coaches poll. They're fourth in the AP poll in the top school division. Either way, they're the team to beat right now, it appears, in the Big 8. And Monona and Middleton and Verona are kind of in that middle pack, trying to break out and make a run. And that's going to be a great ball game here next week.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope you guys can tune in to see it. Two Big 8 powerhouses, Verona and Middleton. I'm excited for it. I know Jim is as well, and it should be a good one, Jim.
Greatest crew in the business. We appreciate their help tonight, all our great sponsors, and we especially appreciate you for watching. For Chris Canty, I'm Jim Caston. 27-9, Monona Grove wins it here tonight. Join us next week for the game between Verona and Middleton, right back here at Breitenbach Stadium for Friday night high school football here on Madison CW 57. Thank you for watching. Good night.